not only with Kansas, unfortunately, being down 8-1, and they're going to pick that game back up at noon, but something funny happened yesterday at the game.
And as a reminder, it is Cody Gold garage sale week before we start getting into the content of the show, which means just 2 days from now, Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., our garage sale will be live at 965thefan.com, which means you can bid on all the items for 100% of the proceeds to go to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. We have items and experiences totaling up to 130 up on the site with more to come. I believe there's going to be a disc golf experience with one Mac Morey.
That's right.
Available for the crowd.
Yeah, he's fired up about that.
You know, we do not say anything about substances or substance use from Mac. We make no assurances one way or the other on that front, other than to say it's disc golf. So, put that together. And so that version of it should be available, plus all the other stuff. I put up new bobbleheads today. There's clothing, there's art, there's kind of everything. The experiences are where maybe you want to make a plan and figure out how you want to get that tour of 10 with Bob Kendrick at the Negro Leagues Museum, but just get in the back of your mind that Wednesday, June 10th, just 2 days from today, the Cody Gold Garage Sale will kick off.
Yeah, cannot wait for that. And you can go to the website, our station website, the Fan 965, and preview all the items right now and find out maybe what you want to bid on here over the next couple of days, starting 7 a.m. on Wednesday. And as you said, all proceeds benefit the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. All right, let's start with, I think, massive news for sports. You may not give a damn about Texas Tech football. That's fine. That's not the point. This has much bigger ramifications for collegiate sports moving forward, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, you name it. If you're a college sports fan at all, this should matter to you. I know the morning show was talking about it as well as the news broke in the last 30 to 45 minutes or so. If you haven't followed along, Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby, who was at Cincinnati, had a great year there. He transferred in. He had been suspended or banned by the NCAA from playing college football this year because he admitted that he bet on college football games while he was a college football player. Seems pretty simple, right? Like, duh, you can't do that, right? He has claimed that he has an addiction issue. He's going through treatment. And again, wish him the best when it comes to that. Texas Tech had appealed the suspension or banning of him playing, as they have the right to do, even though we've all acknowledged how ridiculous it is that you can even do that. But they don't have a collective bargaining agreement or anything like that, so it's not as cut and dry as an NFL player or an MLB player that bets on their sport, where we'd all just know, well, duh,
They're just banned.
And that's what it should be for college sports. Well, fast forward to this morning, a judge granted the injunction that was requested by Brendan Sorsby and his legal team.
Where was that judge
He
from?
is set to now be eligible and play football this year for Texas Tech. The judge, of course, in district court in Lubbock County, Texas. And for some reason, if you don't know, Texas Tech is located in Lubbock, Texas. So the system is an absolute joke. Yes, the NCAA can still appeal. We'll see what happens with that moving forward. But in general, this is much bigger than just the 2026 college football season with Brendan Sorsby being the quarterback of the Big 12 favorite or not. This is the fact that, once again, we have more evidence that the NCAA has zero control and that there are zero rules in collegiate sports.
They've lost all institutional
control. If all of a sudden you want to play for a seventh year in college football, just find a judge that's favorable to you.
This one happened to be from Lubbock.
Yeah. If you want to bet on the sport that you're playing and you're a college athlete, just find a judge. Be good enough also. Be good enough. Because the third string wide receiver couldn't get away with this. He wouldn't be able to hire the high-priced legal team that apparently Brendan Sorsby did. So here we are. We're now allowing, as of right this second, a college athlete, a quarterback, to start at a D1 school, at a Big 12 school that admitted to gambling on the sport. How insane is this? Have we lost our damn mind? $90,000 is what he admitted to wagering across more than 9,000 bets during his college career, and this dude's going to be allowed to play college football still.
We try, I think very hard on this show, not to be hyperbolic. This could end college sports. Like, I'm not even kidding. This could ruin the sport. You are saying, as a judge, you're allowing someone who made 9,000 bets, including some on his own team, to keep playing college football? What the hell are we doing? It is genuinely kind of insane, and I can't understand the logic behind it. And just to get an injunction, you technically have to prove that you'd have a good case in court to win. What's the case? He bet on the sport. There's a rule against it. End of case. He's not even like denying the fact he did the thing. And look, I understand there's probably a lot of law that is find a judge favorable to you, file the appeal, and then move on from then. And I understand he is an addict and has an addiction, and I'm sympathetic to those problems and understand that part of it. But you don't, and this is the thing that we get into this sometimes with other cases, domestic violence or this. You do not get an unlimited pass to play a sport just because you're good at it for committing anything. You can lose that privilege for betting on the sport. You can lose that privilege for a million other things and should, to be clear. Lose that privilege. You don't get an unlimited supply or grace to play it just because you screwed up. If I screw something up, I can lose my privilege to host radio. I can lose my privilege to do any of this stuff. So this idea that this judge is granting it, if he gets to play, well then that's it. The NCAA has no control left.
There are no rules, Cody.
There are no rules. I would you got to do something. And this is why it goes back to why there was some congressional stuff and they were trying to push this through. It's you better do something. You better do something because you have no control now if Sorsby plays. He committed the single greatest offense.
Yep.
Anybody and I'm not agreeing ethically there's things that are worse.
No, but the integrity of the sport for the sports leagues, or in this case
it's a huge problem.
The governing body of college sports, or for example, the integrity of the game is one of the most important aspects of it because people question outcomes of games. And
you're telling me that Arch Manning can bet on it.
You're allowing now, and you've opened up Pandora's box even more than it was already open for other reasons. You're allowing and saying it's okay now that if there's a player on another team that bets on his own sport, he can just find, if he's got the resources, he can find a judge in his backyard that happens in this case to be an alum of Texas Tech, maybe even a booster, I don't know, to grant the injunction. It is crazy. The actual wording that was used by the judge that is now allowing Brendan Sorsby to play college football still, despite, again, wagering $90,000 on college sports. The quote was, Sorsby would, quote, suffer a probable and imminent and irreparable injury. What?
What's that matter? And if he did,
there are consequences to decisions, even if you, as you said, even if you do have an addiction, in this case to gambling, there's still consequences to said action.
And that's the thing that needs to be remembered. At this point, it's now there's just no, genuinely, this would set a precedent that if you were any player on any team, if I'm the quarterback for Florida, I am now allowed to bet on the sport while I'm actively play it and continue to play NCAA college football. What's the difference? Why can't I? Why can't I, if I'm the kicker, bet on my team to lose and shank the hell out of the thing? Why am I'm allowed to do those things legally inside? And you talk about the whole integrity part of the sport. It's washed away. This guy bet on your sport. And you're not even gonna, and some of this is in some sports, you know this, people have been suspended for wagering before. And they weren't wagering on their own team and they get suspended a year, Gold, and then they can file an appeal to get back in. We're not even talking about that. They're not even trying to get him back next year. They want him to play football in the fall. And based on this ruling, he very well might. I'll say this is rare.
He's going to get suspended for the first 2 games and then he'll play.
I hate
that's the weirdest thing. The judge put in conditions for this injunction to stand, and one of them, is that he's suspended. In addition to continuing to go to treatment, that he's suspended for 2 games against
Abilene Christian and Oregon State.
School of the Blind or whatever, the first 2 weeks of the season.
And I get somebody's hey, he's a kid, he makes mistakes. I don't
Yeah, but he can try to still be a pro in the NFL. That was the other thing. And we'll see. I understand the NCAA can appeal it, and maybe they'll win their appeal. I don't know. I'm not counting on it. For those that are thinking, he's a kid, don't ruin his future. If the NCAA or this injunction was not granted, he would just try to go to the NFL. So it's not like this kid is doomed for the rest of his life if it would have happened. They're no, they do not owe. This is not the simple, he's a kid, he made a mistake.
He's also not 12. He's 22 years old. It's a kid? It's an adult. Like it or not, I understand people make mistakes, but we don't just if Alex was 22 and driving 100 miles an hour and he's I'm sorry, I'm just a kid. I didn't realize I could cause a car accident. No. You get punished for those things. Look, I hate the NCAA. I've made that very clear in this time. I think they operated with total immunity for very long. They took advantage of players, all this stuff. This is so bad. I am actively in the corner of the NCAA on this one. This is egregious. Everyone's on the NCAA side, an organization that generally we all think operates like the 1930s mob for a huge chunk of their existence. And even we are like, come on. Like, come on. Nobody's saying that this is out of line by the NCAA. The kid bet on his own team.
Yeah.
He made you said it was 9,000 bets?
9,000 bets, $90,000. He admitted, this is not like he disputes it. He admitted to doing that. And we'll see. I don't know enough on how the appeal process works. Does like where does that appeal take place? I honestly do not know. And so there's still a chance that I guess some form of common sense, even when it comes to the legal system, there might actually prevail. So it's not case closed. He 100% is playing, but the fact that there's a judge that was even in this particular case willing to say that it was essentially okay to gamble on college football while you're a college football player is absolutely insane. Even if it's in Lubbock, even if it's a Texas Tech booster, the fact that you as a judge, and I don't know this guy's history, but like there's got to be something there just in terms of this judge, like that how is that even allowed in his own right?
I don't know. We probably did a topic on it like 2 weeks ago. And I remember the conversation, it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And I was pointing out the fact that this is a really bad sign that he can even sue them for it. And I remember, like, we were all in agreement. So you and Drew at first were like, yeah, but he's not going to win this. Like, he's not going to get to play college football. He can sue them.
And I
don't blame you.
And I still think if the NCAA,
I agree.
And I still think if the NCAA is actually appeals this, I still think there's a chance they win it when they get out of Lubbock County.
They better appeal it. Like, I'll say that. They have to. This is the only, if this gets through, if he is allowed to play, that's it for you. Then the SEC and Big Ten should form a super league with its own rules that are bargained with players. And because I'll just tell you right now, you got no juice left. If you can't even keep this kid out of your sport, you got no juice. You can't stop Patrick Mahomes from going back to Tech for his senior year. You can't stop anything. Anybody could play the sport at any time, at any level. You'd have no fight, I don't think, left in the system.
Maybe we should have seen it coming, just because these things have the way that this has happened. Like, this is not the first time that a judge has ruled in favor of an athlete. I mean,
no, but this is different than Trinidad Chambliss in a medical reason.
I know.
Yeah, he got back too. I thought that one was like,
yeah, but Trinidad's was medical. It was medically related, and it made sense why he was allowed to come back. Like, I thought he should have been able to come back.
I didn't, but it's also just like, I don't think everybody gets endless amount of time in college just because you got hurt.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's only a sixth year, but he was injured during one of the redshirt. He was injured during one of the years outside of the redshirt, which is why he's able to play again. Compared to Diego Pavia, who was ruled not eligible because he was trying to go because he didn't want the JUCO years to count. And same thing with Chandler Morris, who was the quarterback of Virginia. He was ruled ineligible when he was trying to come back again. Like, I think it's not the first time that we've had this sort of deal where a loophole has been figured out where guy can come back because you find the right judge sort of situation. So maybe we should have seen it coming. I thought it would be different because it was sports gambling compared to the other situations. But, these situations have come up here over the last 3-4 years.
But this is the worst one.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're talking about the integrity of the sport.
Yeah,
and this, I mean, in general, I don't want the government to get involved in collegiate sports, but this, like, I don't know how you can't agree at this point that there has to be something. There has to be something because the NCAA has zero control. They've created this problem.
Considering it's gambling and there's laws involved with it, I feel like they're in bounds by stepping in.
But remember, the reason why, if you're saying like what's the difference between this and the individuals that went to jail for it, and why is the difference is he did not bet on games he played in. He was injured. Or rigged games or whatever. That's the difference. This is should be not allowed as in making you ineligible. This is not hey, you're going to federal prison for it like some players in the NBA are doing because they were intentionally throwing games. That's a completely different thing.
Sorsby's reasoning behind it, if you remember, was he wanted to feel more connected with the team. That's why he that was his reasoning.
I mean, the reasoning's simple. He was an addict who had a problem.
Well, yeah,
and it's like, like you can justify it however you did in your head.
But there's still consequences. Like this is the text line, and I understand this person's text. I think we agree to a certain extent, but there are still consequences. Someone says, "Hey, did you guys ever drink and drive in college?" Probably, but you didn't get caught. He got caught. We've all done illegal and erroneous things. A lot of people just don't get caught. I'm guessing you made illegal sports bets before it was legal. Not bashing you guys. I'm just trying to see this from a full view. That's not. I understand what you're saying, but there are still consequences, right? Like whether or not somebody broke the law and didn't get caught. Yeah, you're right. That happens all the time. People break the law every minute that don't get caught. That's not. But when you do get caught, there are consequences to it. In this case, he didn't break the law. He broke the NCAA guidelines that carry zero weight now, but. He broke the eligibility requirements or laws or whatever, bylaws, I should say. That still happened. Like if your point is that we all have done things that may or may not be ethical or legal or whatever it may be or whatever. Sure, nobody's disputing that. But when you get caught, you have consequences to getting caught.
Yes, it's not.
And you shouldn't be allowed to play college football if you were betting on college football. Why is common sense
like to breathe or walk or live?
We have no common sense anymore. It's ridiculous.
That's the part. And look, I've said this before, and I think you and I or other people have gotten in this argument too sometimes over like Andy Reid's love of second chance players, other things. There are reasons that should cost you the right to do but that's a way you can earn money. Get a different job. Like you don't just get an unlimited amount because you're good at football. That's not how it works. You broke the sanctity of the sport. You should not be allowed to play college football. And it's also making it seem like he has no outs. No, he can just enter the supplemental draft and try to become an NFL player. And if he's good enough, some team will take him in and give him a shot, and he can still earn a lot of money just being a practice squad player until it doesn't matter. Try to go be an NFL player. You lost your right because you bet on our sport.
Yeah, I've had my mentions are full of Texas Tech fans all celebrating and whatever. And they should be happy, I guess, in the short term. But this is still going to screw you over at some point in time as well, and it's terrible for the sport. So yes, in the short term, you get your star quarterback possibly playing football for you this year. But there are damaging impacts. You better take advantage of it because it is sport shifting. Yeah. College sport shifting type of decision today, if in fact it is upheld.
All of these lead into, Drew, and this is where I disagree with the Trinidad Chambliss. It's like we're just deciding which thing to be empathetic to. Like he was an addict. Should I be empathetic to that, or should I be empathetic to the fact that there was a rule in place that said Trinidad Chambliss can't play? He had those years. He was not redshirted. He was hurt. Then he sued. It was an Oxford judge that allowed him the right to play.
He didn't play the games.
No, but neither did Sorsby while he was cheating. And so,
correct, but that's totally. He's not
this
asking
is more
for
of an eligibility.
He's not asking
question.
for a red shirt. Yeah, this is an eligibility thing, which the NCAA is fixing, by the way, right now.
But based on the rules,
this is totally different.
But based on it's not based on the rules that existed at that time. He was eligible to play and didn't play, even though he was hurt. He didn't lose. Nothing happened. He was in line with the rules. Chambliss doesn't get to play, and then they bent another rule, and it was a judge who was favorable to him. They just didn't want to fight that one in court. Because it doesn't look like fighting Sorsby in court, but it just proves that they have no power.
But the reason why Trinidad Chambliss won is he had already used his medical red shirt, and then he got hurt again.
Yeah,
and he couldn't play.
You get one. That's how it works.
But the rule wasn't in place then. Cody, there is no rule about a medical red shirt, right? There is no rule about a 5-5 until they're working on that now.
Yeah,
Trinidad Chambliss worked out before the rule was in place.
But there was a limit for how many years you were allowed to be eligible. That was the rule. Not the medical redshirt. He was allowed to be an eligible player for 5 years.
I think the bigger part of this though is that now you've set whether it's for that, or for in this case,
you can just sue
gambling. If you are good enough to, because let's be real, if Brendan Sorsby sucked, guys,
he was a 13 safety.
The legal team that he hired, he would never have been able to hire.
No,
and he would never have found this would never have happened. It's because if you want to make the mistake or push the issue and hope that you're good enough in 4 years and you're high profile enough, then you can win these cases. And Trinidad, if he did not blow up the way he did at Ole Miss last year, I don't think Trinidad is still eligible because in Oxford, where would he have gone? He was good for Ole Miss, so an Oxford judge ruled in his favor. If he sucked or never started last year for Ole Miss, he's in the NFL right now or whatever, right? Like that's also a part of this is what it's the same thing. It's like if you're basically now banking on your ability to
get a good lawyer and sue saying that I know the rules say one thing, but I don't want them to say that. I should be given an exemption to those things. Obviously, Sorsby is 40,000 times worse than anything Chambliss did, but there was a rule in place that said he only had so many years of eligibility. And it's just this it's been a slippery slope for a while of all of these won. What's funny to me is how the hell did those, did the player need to be better? How did the kid out of Detroit or whatever who's playing in the NBA, how did he not win his case? If Sorsby gets on a field, you just need a better.
Detroit.
What was it, Detroit?
Malik Beasley you're talking about?
Yeah, Malik Beasley. How did he not win his case? He just didn't
he's not college.
Not as good
Yeah, it's way different.
He also bet on games that he played in.
It's the difference. One is the biggest is that again, Sorsby did not bet on games he was actually playing in, but then also. Someone brought up even like Pete Rose. Pete Rose just should have hired a lawyer. Again, completely different. One, he bet on a game he was managing, but also they have a collective bargaining agreement.
What about like the Auburn kid who was an NBA player? How did he not get into the league? How did he not win his court case?
The Auburn kid.
Auburn kid who was an NBA player before who tried to sue to get back into the NCAA.
Yeah.
He eventually lost the case. The NCAA didn't get allowed to play. I'm like, he got a bad lawyer?
Oh, you mean
bad
the Alabama
judge?
kid?
Yeah. Bad lawyer, bad judge? Is that all it is? Because Sorsby's getting eligible. Damn, I got to talk to my guy.
Yeah, the judge in town there didn't really know who the hell he was yet, I guess. I don't know, right? Like,
but that's the thing. If he was Cooper Flagg, would he have won the case? And the answer is probably yes.
Yeah.
Like if LeBron wanted to go play for Akron, go play basketball, would he win the case?
I'm just saying players that have been punished for betting in the pro leagues, the difference is in some cases, they were the ones.
Yeah, no, that one's different.
But also they have an agreement that they agree, they have a players union and they have a CBA that they agreed to that makes it very clear and there's no legal challenge to be had really.
I do wonder if the Sorsby thing will be like Trinidad Chambliss. So to go back to it, so the ruling originally, I think the ruling is kind of similar. The Mississippi State judge for Trinidad Chambliss basically granted an injunction that prevented the NCAA from barring him on the field. Essentially, it sounds like they're kind of doing this as well, where they're prohibiting the NCAA for the NCAA can't block it. Now again,
they're not trying to win the case; they're trying to drag it in for a year.
Now again, Trinidad Chambliss was because he was denied a medical red shirt when he had tonsillitis, couldn't play. That's why he got ruled. That's why he was allowed to. That's why he was allowed to go because he was denied the medical red shirt. They gave him the medical red shirt essentially for that season and granted it to him. That's why he's able to play. It's different here where the Texas judge is allowing him to play, but they're blocking the NCAA from, according to what they said, at least at least what's being reported, they're blocking any chance that the NCAA could prevent him from playing. So whether the appeal might not even work.
No, they don't even win the case. They just need to drag it on for 10 months.
We'll get back into this later on. If you're just joining us, the big news in sports today, possibly collegiate sports shifting type of news, which is that a judge in Lubbock County, Texas, granted an injunction requested by Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby. He is now eligible to play for this season. He in college athletics and on a football team in which he was a member of, going back to Indiana as well. But they found a judge in Lubbock County that agreed with their reasoning, and he's eligible.
The way you say it like it's reasonable. Lubbock County judge.
I'm just telling you, it's absolutely absurd. It's a complete joke.
It's bad.
All right, up next, let's talk about the Royals, though, who reportedly aren't ready to sell, at least on one particular player, and we'll get an update on where things are at with Bobby Wood Jr.'s knee next.
Cody and Gold, brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com. Follow the station on Instagram for ticket giveaways and behind-the-scenes content from the show at The Fan 965.
Have you been diagnosed with head or neck cancer? At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. Proton therapy means increased precision, reducing side effects like dry mouth, difficulty swallowing, and the loss of taste as compared to conventional radiation. If you've been diagnosed, don't wait. Get your second opinion today and see KC's largest, most experienced proton therapy team. Visit kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load at Hy-Vee. This Saturday and Sunday, get a 30-cent per gallon fuel discount with every $60 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 30 cents per gallon with your $60 purchase. 60 cents per gallon with a $120 purchase. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the 2-day Fuel Saver event this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Soccer Fever is in Kansas City, and Hy-Vee is your headquarters for official merchandise, apparel, tailgate, and watch party needs. And Hy-Vee makes game day so easy. They have ready-to-go wings, pizza, party trays, charcuterie, and of course, all those delicious sweet treats. If you're planning a cookout, great. Hy-Vee special recipe brats, burgers, and steaks are the best. Check out their match day meat bundle for only $30. And don't forget about Hy-Vee's wine and spirits department. For all of your game day needs, count on Hy-Vee.
If your engine takes longer to start in the morning than you do, don't worry. Just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com.
I can't raise my arms, I can't climb stairs, and I can't kneel down, which means I can't play with the kids, golf with the guys, or get through a workday without exhausting pain. Hey, it's Bob Fesco, and I'm here to celebrate what you can do. That's exactly what QC Kinetics patients are doing. Not bracing for that next jolt of pain. It's gone. They've moved on, back to living their lives. You've heard me talk about the team at QC Kinetics, and so many of you have already been through their game-changing regenerative treatments, and it's all done right in the office. No missing work, no surgery, no long recovery. The inflammation calms down and the pain backs off. So go find out what you can do. It's a good life out there, folks. Go live it to the fullest. Let's get rid of that pain starting right now. The consultation is totally free. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Royals coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
For over 36 years, Metal by the Foot has been your source for steel, aluminum, brass, and stainless. Located in KC and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road.
How's for musical, guys? Yeah.
Interesting song choice, Drew. Interesting.
It's crazy.
Don't forget to join 96.5 The Fan on Friday. That's this Friday as CDOT and Rob broadcast live from the Peanut in the Northland starting at 2 o'clock. They'll be giving away coolers, other prizes for those in attendance. Then you can hang out, watch USA play as they kick off at 8 o'clock. Our watch parties this summer are presented by Truly, the official seltzer of U.S. Soccer, and by Security Bank of Kansas City, boldly local since 1933. Drew and I will also be out at that watch party on Friday night as things get going this week, and we will talk about some soccer a little bit later on in the show as well. I do want to talk some Royals baseball. We obviously spent a whole chunk of that first segment, on Brendan Sorsby, and huge news. I think it's just massive news in college football because it has much bigger implications than just the 2026 college football season. But let's talk a little bit about the Royals, Cody, and we can get to what they just did this week in a second, which was win a series against the Twins.
Yeah, back-to-back series wins, okay.
Unfortunately, had some injuries along the way. Bobby Witt Jr., knee soreness, although Vern this morning was on with the guys, and it didn't seem like he was all that concerned about it based on what Bobby had told Andy Rodgers as well, so perhaps they dodged a bullet when it comes to Bobby Witt Jr. and any sort of serious injury. Remember, they have an off day today, so hopefully that is enough as well. But there was a report from Bob Nightingale over the weekend that some teams are starting to call around on players, understandably so. The deadline's not till next month, so we got some time. But one of the players mentioned, one of the teams as well, was the Oakland Athletics, Sacramento, whatever they're called now, Athletics, that they're interested in Chris Bubich, and that the Royals are telling them and other teams right now that they are not selling.
So it is 2 months before the deadline. So nothing forces you to be a seller on June 8th, except you're 27-39 and 12 games under 500 and closer to the worst record in the American League than you are a playoff spot. And I'm not even saying pack it up, mail in the season, trade everyone away. What I'm saying is Luinder Avila, Noah Cameron, eventually when Cole Reagans returns from his injury, like you're just going to have to count on other people. If somebody is interested in Chris Bubich and the price is right, you should be taking those phone calls. You are not in too early of a situation to be a seller because you have to, and this is, I think, important, you got to play both sides. I've seen teams do this before, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The Twins a couple of years ago, the Guardians a couple of years ago, where you trade away certain pieces and can still win baseball games. And if there's a position on the field in which the Royals can actually get away with doing it,
starting pitching.
It's pitching.
Starting pitching.
Yeah. Not bullpen arms.
Yeah.
They can't afford. I mean, we got Alex Lang closing. We can get to that later.
What a time.
So maybe not that. But if there's an area in which you can afford it, at the moment, it is starting pitching. You've done a really good job. Pretty much everybody you call up works. All the veterans you sign work. The people you trade for work. And look, it's not 100% success rate, but it's barreling towards that, or it's damn near getting near that number at this point. And so I don't see a way in which you can't be taking that. Look, if they're calling and they're like offering you peanuts because the guy's still in the IL and it's not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze yet because you think, hey, I can get him on the mound a couple of times. He can show a few things and then we can make a decision on where the team is. And the offer is probably not going to get worse 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, and he gets on a mound. All right, I'll listen.
Right.
It's just the general notion of they're telling teams we're not selling yet, which implies to me it said, we don't, we still think we're good. Like, no, that's not, or we still think we can turn this thing around. And while internally, I do think you have to think that way, I do want to make it clear that that is a dangerous way of thinking based on your current positioning goal, and you have to treat it like what happens if you don't.
Yeah, 913-586-7965. Someone says, are you guys serious? Obviously, they're fielding calls. They're publicly saying that to save the clubhouse. You guys, LOL. No kidding. The report is that they're fielding calls. Nobody's disputing that they're taking phone calls. That's not the dispute.
But they're telling teams.
They are telling teams that they're not ready to sell. Now, you can obviously have whatever opinion you want on whether or not you think that they are telling teams that or not. I believe that is what they are telling teams because based on the fact that it's June 8th and how they've been operating as an organization, I think they still believe that they are in it and can turn it around. We can laugh at that or not, but that is what they are telling teams. Yeah, I believe that. And nobody's disputing that they're fielding calls. That literally is the report, that they are fielding calls. Everybody fields calls. Nobody's saying they're not. I think Cody's saying, and I'm kind of on board with him, which is that, you shouldn't wait until you're full-blown sellers. You can do both. You can say that we're not throwing in the towel and still be willing to take advantage of a player a team has interest in. Now, I think the argument for not trading Chris Bubic yet, though, Cody, is that
could you increase his value?
Can he play well? Can he pitch well for the next month and all of a sudden be healthy, pitch well, and are there more suitors as you get closer to the deadline?
And if that was the argument, and look, they're not going to say, that's where I agree with the text line. They're not going to say that publicly. They're not going to say, we're going to try to get the price tag up by letting it pitch a little bit. But I also think, I don't think we're just they're making it up and they are fully sellers and they just don't want to say that publicly because that puts them in a weak bargaining position. Because we have the general manager on. He's talked every week. We'll have him on tomorrow or every other week. He's talked to Andy Rodgers. I've talked to other members of the team. I'll just tell you right now that because of the expectations going into this season and because of players like Bobby Wood Jr. and because of the rotation, they don't want to quit on this season. They want to find a reason over the next month to believe that things are back and that they're okay. Now, they are still 5.5 games out of a wild card and only 2 games back.
I think that's such a misleading thing.
I was going to, but you're going to let me finish the sentence because this is where the problem is. They're 2 games back of the worst record in the American League. That, to me, is a much bigger problem than the first part of that sentence. But what I'm saying, when they think about these things internally, you and I are in a different thought process than them. I do not think they are anywhere close to ready to even selling a piece they think could help them win this year. And I think they're making that clear to the other teams that you're going to call us in a month, not today. Yeah, no, not a June 8th trade.
No, I agree that they are not thinking that they should be selling anybody yet. I think it's very evident by their actions and what they have said publicly and otherwise. But I'm just saying, because I've heard it from, you just mentioned it, and we've talked with Dusty off air and on air about it, and others. The standings part of they're only 5.5 out of a wild card. It is the biggest misconception and misleading thing that is out there right now, because when you're 27-39. I don't care if you're 2 games out of a wild card. We all know the reality of Major League Baseball. We've all watched enough and been around it enough. Mm-hmm. You are not getting a wild card spot when you're under 500, let alone 12 under 500 or whatever. So that's why I think I don't care even if it's July 1st, Cody, and they're 8 under 500 and only 3 back of a playoff spot. Get to 500, then we can have a conversation. I told you, if they can rattle off 8 or 9 wins in a row and suddenly they're only 3 under 500, we can have a conversation about them.
And at that point, they might be in a wild card spot.
Well, they would be probably, being quote-unquote bought back into the playoff chances this year. I'm sick of people citing they're only 5 out of a playoff spot. Come on. We all you're not getting a playoff spot with 75 wins.
It doesn't mean
73 wins.
Honestly, the Royals shouldn't be looking at their record at all. If they're trying to be a team that turns it around, and certainly, crazier things have happened, but I'm also just not banking on it because it's incredibly unlikely.
And
I
also am not advocating that they should have a fire sale and just trade away everybody. I
made that very clear.
That's not what should happen either. It's just there's got to be a balance. For them, it's too early for them to trade away. I will be shocked if they trade anybody away before the calendar turns to July.
My problem is that they have to jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. So saying they're 5.5 games back of a wild card, which is accurate, there's more teams ahead of them than they are games back. So they would have to play better baseball than the Tigers, Red Sox, Astros, Twins, Orioles, Athletics, Blue Jays, Rangers, and White Sox. Yeah. It's not the number of games. It's the number of teams you would have to play better than in order to get into that spot. And while I don't believe the White Sox are going to continue to win this year, but I also think the Rangers might be better, the Blue Jays might be better than their record, or some of these other teams might come around. I am not, look, I hope. It's like always. I hope that they do it. It's just if people are calling, and this is the other thing, I'd be making calls. How desperate are you? How much are you willing to give up? And if you're not willing to make a big swing yet, that's fine. We'll just talk down the road.
This year, we have partnered with KCUC, who's donating $50 to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for every home run the boys in blue hit this season. 1 in 8 men will face prostate cancer. Early detection saves lives. At KCUC, Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. You see the best in KC. Scheduled today at kcuc.org. UC.com.
We'll say I was pretty nervous in the ninth.
First seg, little dicey.
Well, and Beck Way gave up the homer first, and then Ursay, I was like, oh, that ball that got hit into the corner, I'm like, oh, no. He's going to lose this game again. And honestly, at that point, you just start feeling bad for the person. Like, had that ball landed, you just start feeling bad for him. You're like, this is awful. This is you have to be in this spot, and then it's going poorly. So we can get into it later. Speaking of baseball, you had tickets to Saturday and Sunday's game for Kansas baseball. Gotta say, not great.
No, it wasn't.
They got their ass kicked on Saturday. They didn't even get a game in on Sunday, and they've already lost it. And they don't even play till noon today. They finish up. They put, let's play 2. Probably not, Kansas. Bad news. They're down 8-1. It's the third inning. It gets picked up today in an hour and 15 minutes. And, there were 2 observations from the outside. Then you were there, and I want your opinion. From the outside, I'll just say, Kansas looked overwhelmed. They look like they weren't ready for this kind of showcase, and then you're getting beat up pretty bad by a pitching staff getting caught up by Oklahoma. But I did see a lot of people complain that the crowd got a little too bougie. The vibes weren't as good. I was like, I don't know. Is that they were just getting their ass kicked?
Yeah, a couple things.
Or is it rich people bought up all the tickets? Because,
So a few things, starting with the baseball specific stuff. Kansas has had an unbelievable season, and it's been a fun ride to this point in time. And their offense has been the biggest reason for it, right? Their offense and the bats, the biggest reason for it. And in this series, Oklahoma maybe is the only team that has hotter bats than they did coming in. And they have continued to be hot. And they also had a freshman in Oklahoma somehow that started on Saturday, and he was unbelievable. And Kansas has not had the bats. Their pitching has been iffy, which wasn't dominant by any means all year anyway. And there are times where you wonder, did the moment get too big for them? They've made too many mistakes in the field as well. And they're going to pick up a game today, already down 8-1. They need a miracle to come back in this one.
And then
you
they
never
play
know.
it at 4.
Stranger things have happened in college baseball. If there's ever a sport, college baseball is a sport you can come back 8-1. But they got to look like a completely different team they've looked all weekend. Because at this point they've been dominated by OU, unfortunately. No, I'm still glad I went. You're right. I had tickets for the entire series. If they somehow pull off one of the biggest,
going tonight?
Then I will be back out there. If they play at 4:00, if they come back from 8-1, I will gladly drive out K10. I'll be on K10 in a heartbeat. I'm not all that optimistic, unfortunately. That happens. But I was there yesterday. The rain delay, it's nobody's fault. It's just, it sucked because the game was supposed to start at 5. It doesn't start till 7:30. So people are hanging around. And then in the third inning, when it's already 8-1, then you have a lightning delay. At that point, most people had left. It's a Sunday night. And then they ended up suspending the game, as you said, for today. The crowd stuff. So a couple things. I think that has been overblown quite a bit, quite honestly. I saw somebody else tweet yesterday about the student section combined with the visiting team, because the way they have it set up, going back to the Arkansas series last week, they have the KU student section and then the opposing fan section right next to each other, which I get that seems, it's fun. That maybe that isn't the best idea. I don't know. Last week there was an issue, a couple idiots, right, threw some beers. So they changed it. Some of the students are in the outfield, the backyard, some were in the student section. They're also not allowed to have, students that are 21 cannot have alcohol in the student section this weekend. That was a change, okay? So my seats were in this buffer zone. I'm not even kidding. On Saturday, they created a buffer. So they had the student section, then 3 or 4 empty seats. And my seat was right there. Then the OU section.
Literally just 3 seats?
3 seats in each row.
What the hell kind of buffer is that?
I'm just telling you. There's an aisle in between and then a buffer. I'm just telling you what they did. Cody, I'm just telling you what they did, all right?
I can still see. That's the distance from me to Drew.
Right. So that's what they did. I'm just saying. Anyway, and Saturday night, there were no issues between the fans and students. There was, to me, the normal trash talk back and forth that you're going to have. I thought it was fine. I don't think anything crossed the line or anything. Anyway, so that happened. Then the crowd was not as amped on Saturday, but I also think that's the team lost 8-1. I mean,
I admitted at the beginning that could have been part of it.
That's a huge part of it. Now, there was some dispute within. We don't need to get into it. It's more like a students that can be upset about, I guess, people with the line or cutting the line, not cutting the line, and who got seats. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. That's more like let the students worry about that between themselves. But and then yesterday, the buffer zone was gone. So I get to my seat. And where I was at, students were there as well, which is fine. Again, I let the students have their seats. But my point was, I don't know why they got rid of the buffer last night. but to try to amp it up. So anyway, so I'm there. So I ended up standing. We would have stood the whole game. The funniest part, though, you'll love this. You'll like this. So as I told you, they were not allowed to have alcohol in the student section anymore.
Yeah.
Because of what happened last week. So I walk up there with my Surfside, okay, and immediately 2 students are like, hey, you can't have that in here. I go, I have an actual seat, not a student ticket. They're like, yeah, but you can't have. I go, this is not the student section, though. So some students were
I'm
like,
an adult.
Some students were trying. I was like, I'm old. I graduated a long time ago, and they're like, oh, okay, my bad.
The
Security
students were trying to police it?
Yeah, well, they were trying to help me. They thought I was
college kid narcs?
They thought I was.
Look at these kids.
The students at first, I think, were trying to help me. They thought I was going to get kicked out. They didn't know I wasn't a student.
Oh.
Anyway, so I sit down. Then a security guard, not a police officer, they had police officer, but a security guard was like, hey, you can't have that here. I go, I'm not a student. I go, here's my ticket. And the situation got diffused very quickly. Point being is like, I was like, I had to say, I was old. I said I graduated over 10 years ago. Trust me, I wasn't in the student section, but I might as well have been. Somebody tweeted me that I was on TV, and they're like, yeah, you might as well have been in the student section. I mean, it was right there. But I think the crowd was more because the team got their ass kicked, Cody. That's why the crowd wasn't as
It could be. I mean, I definitely think that there was a upper level donor atmosphere to the games when they get this far. So it's probably not the like younger, rowdy version of a crowd you would typically want for a sporting event. And look, you and I have battled this before too, where people say that about a Super Bowl. And you and I have had the benefit of going to 3 Super Bowls, and I have not found the atmosphere of a Super Bowl to be a bad sporting event atmosphere. I found it to be quite good. If anything, like raucous for one side or the other, back and forth, in a way that I think the atmosphere has been great at a lot of the ones I've been to. But the student section stuff, that's just funny. But also, like, it's like the
2
students
people,
are the
you know how
surprising
this
ones.
is. 2 people last week ruined it for everybody.
Trying to sneak out
in the
all the student section.
I actually thought, like, and then somebody, one of the KU accounts I follow tweeted last night, said, what do they think would happen when they had the students next to the opposing teams? As if something happened last night. I was literally right there. I don't know what people are over dramatizing the situation. There was nothing that happened between OU fans and students last night. Why are we making stuff up?
I didn't see.
I was literally right there. Nothing happened. There's a normal trash talk. Like, you're going to have that.
That happens at every sporting event.
That was there was nobody was fighting anybody. Nobody was throwing beer at anybody. It's people. We don't need to make up stuff.
Yeah, that's not. I wouldn't worry about that. I guess, at least on that end. The other big news we got this weekend was that the wedding between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, which we assumed would be on some remote island or
Martha's Vineyard,
Martha's Vineyard, is going to be at MSG. They're doing a 1,000-person wedding in a venue that seats quite a bit more than that, as you imagine, at Madison Square Garden. I will say,
if the TMZ report is right,
it surprised me. It surprised me as the report from TMZ said that that's where the wedding will be. But then I thought about it more and we were talking about it. I'm assuming it's just a privacy thing. You can shut that place off to the entire world. You have anything outdoors, drone, helicopter, plane, whatever, or people can catch wind of it. You can make people go through full stadium security procedures just to get into the wedding. It just surprised me that if that report's right, that they're.
I'm surprised too.
Seemed like kind of a crazy place.
No, I'm with you. I was like, what? And look, you're probably right. It might have to do with the capacity and the security aspect, but
yeah,
I'm like, that's where you want to have your wedding. And look, I'm sure they'll make it look absolutely amazing and gorgeous if that's where they're going to have the wedding. But I'm a little surprised that
I'm also surprised they're having 1,000 people there. I thought it was going to be more inclusive.
You thought there'd be more?
No, he thought there'd be like
inclusive.
Yeah, I just think when you're that 200 people or 100 people.
I just think when you're Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, like at some point, like it's hard enough for anybody that has gotten married or has family members that got married, and you know how tough it is to trim down the guest list sometimes to 120 people. I can't imagine for them trying to trim it down to even 500 people. So I'm not surprised it's a 1,000-person wedding if that's what it is.
Still a lot of people.
But it is. But like how hard? I mean, it's hard for non-celebrities to trim their list. I can't imagine the amount of people they know.
I mean, that was part of the reason we ended up getting married out of town.
We
started making a list, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like how many people this is.
I still think there's like a 25% chance the wedding's not at Madison
That this
Square
was
Garden.
leaked as an effort to throw people off the scent. Because I would say it's July 3rd. I mean, it's like less than a month away.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I know, they're supposed to get married this summer. You would think, I mean, TMZ, man, they don't usually
They're usually good.
They're pretty good.
They're
pretty accurate.
It wouldn't be this way, but it would be hilarious to see them like at the altar basically, and in the background there's a sign that says "Bing Bong" as they're getting
they're going to have that. It's not going to even look like Madison Square Garden.
Do they change the floor yet? Like, how does a decoration of a venue like that go?
I bet
they probably scrap the hardwood.
Well, they'll have the planks over it or whatever.
Do you think that, like, were there any events planned between the finals and this? Did they think that they would not be able to, like, start making their wedding day preparations by now?
Yeah. I mean,
Look,
there's
like
nothing
that
else
are
in
used to,
MSG
like,
because the
turning
Liberty
them
play in
around.
Barclays Center now, so they don't have to worry about the WNBA games, I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't know. Hockey will be done.
Look, with the resources that Kelsey and Swift have, if it is at Madison Square Garden, I don't think it'll be absolutely incredible, I'm sure. So it probably won't even look like an arena at all. They'll have it so amped up that it's going to, can you imagine the amount of flowers that are going to be there?
I guess in my way,
insane.
it's like, and I guess maybe you don't have that kind of juice. It's like, if you're Taylor Swift, I almost feel like you'd want nobody performing for like the week before. But Madison Square Garden, they got stuff every night. They got a different gigantic concert, literally.
World's most famous arena.
Yeah. But in fairness, this is the part that makes it slightly believable.
Okay.
They have an event literally every single day. The 25th, 6th, 7th, 8th, every day in June, there's a concert. On the 28th, there's a concert, and then there's nothing until July 7th.
Okay.
Till Bon Jovi.
So they got a
comes
week to
Madison.
get ready.
So on June 28th, there's just a full week off, and then 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, every day. There's events again. That whole and maybe they always take July 4th off. What do I know? Maybe they always take a little bit of time around the holiday.
It's probably not a popular concert
shows.
weekend.
Yeah.
It's probably not a popular concert weekend.
Which makes it a pretty good wedding planning week. So I don't know. One version of that, but interesting all the same. I found it as surprising as you guys did. I was like, man, Madison Square Garden. Drew, how many people were at your wedding? You said you thought it was going to be a little more exclusive.
Oh, I thought there were going to be a lot less people.
Yeah. Exclusive in that way.
There were, I don't know, 50-ish.
Okay, so not like
that's pretty small.
wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had, my siblings' weddings have varied wildly to a few hundred to like hundreds to ours, which was like 30.
I think my sister's weddings, both of them, I want to say, I could be way off. I want to say they were anywhere from 100 to 150 was kind of the attendance, I would say.
And that feels like a lot of people at that time. So like 1,000, I think, is more than you think. Like 1,000 is still a lot.
1,000 feels like, well, I can't invite this person without inviting this celebrity.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
without inviting that celebrity, and then they have another +1, and then
Like
it turns into
that.
that.
And like if you're Travis, you can't invite every person you've ever played football.
Yeah, not every teammate, no chance.
Like you got to limit it to like the.
There's definitely going to be
30
more
teammates to the closest.
There's
with?
definitely more people
15?
there for Taylor than there are for Travis Kelce. 100%.
You think she gets more of the guests?
There's
bride
1,000
usually
people.
does, right?
There's no way that Travis Kelce has 500 people.
Oh, I want to
No
ask that
chance.
question.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I don't know if he will. I'm sure
I think
he
it's
does.
more split than you think. I bet it's like 60-40 in favor of her for the guest list.
I'm going to say 70-30.
You think Travis Kelce doesn't know people? He's been a super famous athlete for a very long time.
To invite to your wedding?
He
I don't
would
think
have
so.
no trouble finding 500 people. His
Of
agents,
course not, because he's Travis Kelce. He
teammates.
could ask a man on the street, "Hey, man, you want to show up to MSG for my wedding?" Yeah, sure.
I know, but I
Taylor
like
says it's a 70-30 split, guaranteed.
her circle might be tighter than his. In the sense
See,
that,
but
like,
no.
when you're the level of her fame,
I don't
you might
think
keep
you
your circle even tighter
I
than
don't
he
think you can
keeps.
talk about how small people's circles are when there's 1,000 people at your wedding. If your circle is tight, then you should not have 1,000 people at your wedding. You're just inviting people to invite people
Nah,
at
you're
that
too
point.
famous. No, they gotta. I mean, I just think they're.
If your circle is 40 people, no chance it gets to
They're-
1,000 people.
Their problem is like Drew, like unlike us, right? If we're saying, hey, like Alex gets married, he's going to invite us to the wedding. He's going to invite like 10 people from the whole station. If Taylor invites the people she works with, it's her manager.
It depends.
It's her music manager. It's her agent.
Yeah, it depends on-
You know, like there's a lot
For
of people
her,
in your
yes.
your tour director.
Yeah, for her.
You need 5 people. We're not going to do 1,000 unless you're like naming off celebrities left and right who you want to be there. At least I would think. I think
you get to
you're trying to find people to get to 1,000 people.
I don't know.
Outside of your circle, because your circle is never that big.
I think we're that famous. It's not hard. But yeah. People just offering up other. Says, how many people went to
Your
my
wedding?
weddings? 30. 30, 35.
Yeah, both had small weddings.
It was out of town. So like ours,
Some of my friends didn't even go to my wedding.
We
because
invited
of timing.
We invited 50 people, and I think 35 came. Like it was not.
Yeah.
It was not meant to be a large affair. We got married out of town.
Yes, someone says Travis has to invite the whole team. No, he does. There's no way. He's not inviting the whole 53-man roster. No chance. No chance.
People
he became friends with.
Jack Cochran's not going to that wedding.
Unless they're close. Unless they're close. We don't know, right?
But,
it depends on.
Let's be real here.
I think we all know the obvious one. And
that's going to be coming?
Yeah, I mean, look at... Not everybody went to George Karlaftis' wedding in Greece, but Spags did, and so did McDuffie and Watson and Kelsey and Swift, but I don't think Mahomes went to the wedding. Sometimes people have other stuff. Anyway, we'll see. Cody's going to fly to New York just to say he was outside MSG.
Yeah, you're
if somebody's got
out MSG.
If Travis wants to invite me, I'll happily go. I'll figure out the tickets.
Up next, let's talk about the World Cup, which starts this week. Where's everybody at excitement level-wise? The buses are already running for some of the stuff here in Kansas City. We'll get to that. And thinking of MSG, there's a big basketball game there tonight. Game 3. Let's talk about that next.
What's up, KC? It's Matt Strom from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to Cody and Gold on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com. 96.5 The Fan.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, as in this week, and you can trade the entire tournament over on Kalshi, where you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Over at Kalshi, you're in a live market where you can figure out who you think might win soccer's biggest prize. For instance, right now, one of the teams that is could play here, or how about one that is playing here? England, trading at 10.2%. So if you were to put $100 into your investment, you could see a return of $607 over on Kalshi. That's if they, of course, won soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there is no house, and the probability changes. You can buy in and out of your position as well, and for a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use TAPP, T-A-P-P, to get $10 when you trade 10. K-A-L-S-H-I, Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
I'm worried. Since your accident, we've got medical bills and you're missing work.
I know. I just don't know where to start.
We call SWL Injury Law the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do.
If they can help us get through this.
We've helped people just like you recover what they deserve. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Future therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
This summer, grab a Truly Hard Seltzer. Light, bubbly, fruity, and make your dreams come truly. Join us for our game day watch parties on June 12th, 19th, and 25th at Peanuts locations. Truly Hard Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of U.S. Soccer. Visit odyssey.com/965thefan for more info on watch parties. And visit trulyhardseltzer.com/locations to find Truly near you. Hard Seltzer Beverage Company, LLC, Boston, Massachusetts. Hard Seltzer, 5% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly. 21 plus only.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Purdy told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Rob Brennan. We hope you're enjoying Beyond the Pitch KC, a podcast on how Kansas City landed the world's biggest sporting event. It's presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. New episodes released every Wednesday on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The 5th annual Cody and Gold Garage Sale is back Wednesday, June 10th, with all auction items benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
11 o'clock hour here on Cody and Gold. Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, Drew Nixon with you. Reminder, coming up on Wednesday, starting at 7 a.m., the Cody and Gold Garage Sale goes live. It all benefits the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. You can go to our station website, the Fan 965. You can already preview the 120, 130-plus items and experiences. We actually just got a couple more things to add, thanks to Mac. Not only is he going to have a disc golf experience, but someone that he knows that runs the shop in town that he buys his disc golf apparel and Frisbees from. Just dropped off some stuff for our next item.
DFX Discs brought us some stuff. And I will say, so like one of it might just be like these things plus the experience, and then there might just be a package of people buying. I say it's not my world. I play disc golf once a year with a buddy who's like, I don't know, the neighborhood he grew up, Lake Event. I played for like a disc golf team. Haven't thrown it since, obviously. But the stuff looks nice. So for those who like disc golf, I would think it's up there. They've all got brands and names, and Mac told me types of plastic which people care
they do
or know
the
about.
Custom hot stamping, so they kind of have the cool visual.
Man, we should have got a Cody and Gold one.
Oh, maybe
Next year, you know? Maybe we can get a Cody and Gold one. Like this one looks like a squirrel and a scorpion. So, look, all the details are out there. It's just another thing we're happy to do it. Just imagine you throwing some fresh discs there's a couple of jerseys in there with Mac out at the park on a sunny day. Dream situation, you know? Let's try to raise some money for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Oh, not 1 week. This week, just 2 days away. Can't wait. Honestly, genuinely can't wait. And you can go to 965thefan.com to start previewing some of those items. This one is not up. Literally just got the stuff dropped off. I will get the Mac disc golf experience up soon, though. Have no fear.
There you go.
We gotta take advantage of it.
Yeah, we're excited for this thing to finally get going on Wednesday morning. All right, we'll get to the trash of the day in about 12 minutes or so, but let's talk about the World Cup because it is this week, man. It's crazy. We've been talking about it for years, and the World Cup begins this Thursday is the first match. Not in Kansas City. We got to wait a little bit till we get the first KC match. That'll be Argentina and Algeria. But the excitement is, I feel like there's a bit more. You know, I saw somebody post yesterday that they were even at Shields and they heard people speaking different languages and of some of the countries that are here already. And you're around downtown and there's more flags up, and there's some of the murals on the ground representing some of the countries as well. As I was driving back on K10 last night with the lightning delay from the KU baseball game, I guess it'd be westbound on K10 going the opposite direction of where I was going back towards Kansas City. There were people in cars with Algerian flags because the team was arriving about an hour or so from there. So they were making their way out to Lawrence. They had like a caravan. There must have been 20 cars on the other side of K10 with flags from Algeria. And then you may have seen the video later on in the night when Algeria landed at the airport and they eventually made their way out to Rock Chalk Park or the area by Rock Chalk Park because that's where their base camp is going to be. So you're starting to see more of it. And there's just a lot of secondary stories that have been coming out. Where's your excitement level at right now?
Obviously very excited for the World Cup and more excited than I would say for a regular World Cup. And I'm not saying like the World Cup is a big enough event. I'm kind of excited to watch it even when it's just, like a run-of-the-mill one, right? Just any other World Cup in any other country, because it is, at this point, the world's largest sporting event. And so, am I excited about this one? Massively. The storylines are interesting to me from the local end, because now we're finally going to get a taste of, is it actually bringing business? Like this Thursday, you could be sitting down in the World Cup Village, watching a match, tune into something as it relates to the World Cup. So, of course, I'm then very interested to find out if this whole thing's going to work. I think the most interesting storyline for me at the moment, though, is that everyone from Europe is bitching about how hot it is here. That every other country in the world can't handle the humidity.
Well,
seemingly we
it
did
is
not
much
properly
different than it is in England.
We did not properly warn
England and
all
Norway
of
is
Europe
talking about it.
About how hot it is in Kansas City, or how hot it is in the United States.
The main story was from the England national team. They're in Miami right now. They're not in Kansas yet, or Kansas City yet.
It's different.
And they admitted that they're not used to playing in the kind of temperatures that are expected. And so they actually fly to Miami today, to begin their prep. And then they have their opening match against Croatia on the 17th. England does not play a match in Kansas City. They're just based in Kansas City, as we all know. But yeah, there's a couple other countries that have said, man, this is a big adjustment for us. So we'll see. Players also, they had them train, I guess. I was reading an article. They had these special heated tents. Basically, they were trying to mimic the conditions while they were over there, trying to heat it up in humidity just to try to get them used to it. So we'll see if it becomes a story during the World Cup. The other one that was kind of funny, Argentina, who is based in Kansas City, they had a friendly match down in College Station at Kyle Field. For those that don't know, that's where Texas A&M plays. And it holds over 100,000 people. It's an amazing venue. The press box shakes. I've been there one time. It was awesome.
That's
anyway, cool. They had 91,000 people there for this soccer match, which was, for a friendly, is incredible. Well, what was funny is before the match, they showed Messi walking in down in the underbelly of the stadium. And the quarterback for Texas A&M, and he's very, very good, but there's no way Messi knows who he is.
No.
Is Marcel Reed, okay? He was at one point a Heisman candidate last year. And Messi got a jersey from Marcel Reed. He's walking in, Marcel's waiting there and hands him a jersey. Messi's gives him a fist bump or whatever, and then moves on with his life. There's no... if all jersey swaps, how low on the totem pole is that jersey swap? He swapped jerseys with plenty of famous athletes in his career. Messi swapping jerseys or getting a Marcel Reed jersey. Where's that one going?
To the trash.
I mean,
I guarantee you he doesn't even hold on to it. That thing was he just tossed it to some trainer in the in the locker room after that. Now, I will say for Reese, hell of a deal. You just got a Messi jersey that was on the man's back. That's like a lifetime.
Wow, this was fine. I don't know if he got. I don't know if he got that one.
He gave
either
Messi
way,
the number 10.
he got a
He's
meet
got a
Messi.
video of Messi giving it to him anyway.
I'm just thinking, like, of all the jersey swaps that he's done, like, how low on the list is that one? That was funny. And then on a more serious note, I'm sure you guys maybe saw this from yesterday, and there was a lot of international and national reporting about what occurred on Saturday overnight into Sunday in Kansas City. And I'm not trying to downplay the severity of any time there's a shooting. Like, we shouldn't downplay it. It is a big deal. Unfortunately, we become accustomed to it in this country. But the reporting was so ridiculous on multiple international sites and the Athletic soccer account as well. You guys probably know there was a shooting at I'll use air quotes, club, because it's like one of these unsanctioned clubs or whatever, at 4 a.m. And one of the headlines made it seem as if it was right next to England's base camp. And it's just not true. I'm trying to find the exact headline again. I'm sorry. I deleted it off of mine.
I think the story it said it was like 5 minutes away or 10 minutes away. 5 miles
here was
from
the Athletic football. So the Athletic.
It's 5 miles away from where they're staying. It's about a half mile away from where they're training.
Said 9 people have suffered injuries in a shooting near England's World Cup base in Kansas City, Missouri. And it goes on to say police were called to reports of an incident on Troost Avenue, a short drive from the training base and team hotel England will use during the tournament around 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. I got annoyed by this, as did others. To me, it's misleading. England 1 is not even in Kansas City right now. So this idea like that, it's just, oh my gosh, it's so unsafe for them to be. They're in Miami.
Yeah.
It's also a quick look on a map. It's not near their base camp. I'm sorry. Like,
it's near their training facility.
But 10 minutes to me, like they're making it sound like Cody, like here we're on Shawnee Mission Parkway in Metcalf. They're making it sound like it happened at the Target right next door or something.
Yeah.
I mean, like
the headlines misleading.
I got annoyed by that. I don't know if anybody else, you're from Kansas City. Like I'm not saying that we should downplay that a shooting happened, and this is more probably the fact that a shooting seems like a bigger deal to an international audience than it is here because we've gotten way too accustomed to them. But I don't know, like it was just lazy. To me, it was very lazy and dramatic. Acting as if England's staying right next to somewhere where there's shooting happening.
I think, you know what? It stinks because it makes the city look bad, but it feels like it's more of an international audience versus the U.S. and gun control and like all the stuff that comes up as a part of that is what it feels like in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's not like that's not the introduction we want to get into this thing on. It's certainly not the foot we want to start with. But to say that it's right next door, it would imply that it's like your next door neighbor. And it's not that close. It is 5 miles from the team hotel, which is quite a bit of a distance, at least on that. But it is like
and it sucks. I mean, it's awful that it happened.
Really awful,
you know. But I was surprised. Like the Athletic and multiple other outlets were reporting it that way yesterday. So.
Were you impressed that 91,000 people showed up for a friendly?
Yes. It's messy though. It's messy.
Yeah, and it might be the last chance. You know, with these guys like Messi and Ronaldo, it's like sometimes it's like the last chances you might get to see these guys, especially in a world stage part. And
do you know where Portugal's at? I don't know if Portugal's had any friendlies.
I don't know. I did see what's weird. They haven't announced. So Algeria is having a friendly against the Bolivian national team on Wednesday. They haven't announced where. People are speculating that it's going to be out at Rock Chalk Park, maybe at Sporting, but there's no ticket information or anything yet. It's kind of bizarre. It could be, which is bizarre. I feel like they could get some people to go out and watch.
They just played a international friendly on June 6th.
Against the Netherlands, right? Oh, no, I'm talking about Algeria.
Sorry, he'd asked about Portugal, but they were all the way over in Lisbon. So
they still haven't come over yet. Okay.
No,
I was curious because I saw.
Like, would you go?
The Ivory Coast beat France. I don't know if that. I don't think that was here.
It's like
France just lost to the Ivory Coast for the first time ever.
If I told you that if I told you the friendly was open for Algeria and Bolivia on Wednesday, we don't know if it is or not. Would you go?
If I can't afford a World Cup ticket, this might be as close as I get.
Yeah.
Like.
If it was in Kansas City, I would consider going.
And if it were Messi, absolutely. Wow. Right? I mean, if it was England, absolutely.
Sure.
If they were playing a friendly today at the KC Current Stadium, they're like, first come, first serve. It's like, well, I guess maybe I don't get to go to a match, but I can watch England play on a pitch. Like, it's better than not for like the people who can't afford it, or certainly if it were cheaper. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't at least be somewhat tempting.
I'm going to be interested to see the environments that are on like TV from the city, because I know the first question you asked was how excited are you?
Yeah.
I to me, I'm not that I'm not excited. Obviously, I get to go to a match, but it feels like to me I want it felt cool to be able to watch the World Cups in other countries because you get a semblance of the culture in those countries. Like the best World Cup I've ever seen is the one in South Africa when they had the vuvuzelas everywhere.
Those were so annoying.
And it felt like the environment was buzzing.
Felt World Cup.
And
literally buzzing is what it felt.
But we, when I was in high school at the time, and we would go, a bunch of my friends and I who ran cross country, we'd get vuvuzelas, and that was like a thing. Like you would just get you just play the vuvuzela, and it was a thing. Like it was during the summertime, like we would just play the vuvuzelas. We had our own world. It felt like a big deal. Where not that it's not going to feel this way because. Like, I am American. I live in the culture every day. Like, I'm not seeing anything that I haven't seen before. I wonder, like, what exactly the presentation is going to be like from that standpoint. I'm still excited. Like, I'll get up for it. I love the World Cup. I love soccer in general and watching it. But, I don't know. It feels different maybe just because it's here compared to being able to see from a different lens elsewhere.
My guess is the broadcast will show off the particular host cities a little bit too in Kansas City. And I get what you're saying, Drew. It is cool to see the other countries. I think for me, and I don't know if Cody agrees or not, but growing up here though, to see that Kansas City is going to be presented on this international stage, like for me, that's very cool. And to see whether it's during the matches, to see the buzz with the teams just arriving to Kansas City, like all that is very, very cool. Depending on the weather on Thursday, like I'm excited. Hopefully, we're off a little early on Thursday because the Royals have a day game, and I'm planning on going down to the Fan Fest. I know you're going to go there at some point, but I'm trying to go on Thursday. It's the first one, so why not check it out right away? Weather permitting, I'm looking forward to. Even though it's not the U.S., it's the Mexico. South Africa game, and I want to see what that environment's like. And they'll cut away to live shots at these different fan fests and stuff, and that's showing off Kansas City. And we know Power and Light will have stuff, and hopefully you come to our watch party, by the way, on Friday night that we're having at the Peanut. And so I'm excited for that kind of stuff that's going to happen.
Of course.
And yes, as Drew said, to go to a match too. Right now I'm scheduled to go to one. Drew and I are actually going to the same one, Tunisia and the Netherlands.
What's crazy is like right now the city doesn't feel different. Other than if you go to certain parts of the cities, you might see a collection of flags. But like somebody said they were at the mall and they saw a bunch of people wearing a bunch of different country gear. And they were, so like, I think you can start to get a feeling, but like our first match isn't until next week. Mm-hmm. So like, we still got a little bit of time before it all comes to the city. And I'm going to have to be like, I'm gone for a chunk of it at the beginning. So I won't even get the initial flow of it, but I'm still excited. I'm excited to see the matches. It'll feel very different. It is still very cool it's coming to this city. All of those things still mean quite a bit to me, at least on that end.
Trash of the day.
All right, bear with me on this one. So this is from Conroe, Texas, Montgomery County. So on Tuesday, deputies pulled over a 39-year-old man for speeding in a school zone. It's going to be an expensive ticket, right? Speeding in a school zone, not a good idea. When deputies approached his vehicle, this gentleman claimed he was speeding because...
Okay.
Remember, he was in a school zone.
Yep.
Because a student at Conroe High School, he said, had a firearm, was involved in an altercation with his son. So then the sheriff's office, along with several other agencies, immediately rush over...
Dispatch people to the school.
To the high school to investigate the threat. They surround and secure the building. They found out this guy's son was safe. School staff confirmed no altercation had ever taken place.
Oh,
Investigators determined this dude made up the story that there was essentially a school, potential active shooter situation at a school to avoid receiving a speeding ticket. This dumb you-know-what decided to lie about a school shooting to get out of a speeding ticket. What a moron.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like, just make up the normal thing. Like,
he got arrested.
Like a diarrhea or whatever. Like, just make something up that's believable.
He got arrested and charged with filing a false report citing an emergency response due to the fake report involving a firearm in a classroom.
So now he's going to get
just take the speeding ticket, dude.
Yeah. Look, it sucks that you were speeding in a school zone. Don't do that. Not safe for the kids. But in addition to that, now you're being cited and charged with false reporting an emergency at a school, too.
Like, what an idiot.
Like, sometimes it's just like the ethical part of it, too, for me, Gold, which is, hey, it's bad enough as it is for some of that. Maybe in addition to that, don't make up something that would be a horrifying thing to actually be happening. If you're going to make up a lie, it could just be like, oh, my wife broke her. Like, at least it could be like, someone broke their arm. I got to get back there. Make up a lie that at least would not be the worst thing on the planet if it was actually taking place.
That's where he
went.
went.
Did you think they weren't? You think that the cop was just going to be like, "Oh, there's a gun at a school, and I'm just going to ignore it"? How did you think that was going to go? Did you think he'd investigate it and not be able to prove it? I think he just panicked. I think he couldn't think of an excuse, Gold, and he's like, I'm by a school. That must be part of my excuse. But I think it's something school-related. Is that what we all think happened? That's the worst panicked excuse I've ever heard.
That's terrible. Yeah, that's a bad one.
Will you make up little lies to get out of stuff if you know it won't hurt anybody?
Yeah, if I lied before, of course.
I just meant
not on a speeding ticket.
Drew and I are supposed to go on Saturday night. Something comes up, I don't really want to do it. And it's just like, and I'll just be like, oh, Drew, my kid's got a cold. So
yeah, we've all been there before.
You guys still make up those little lies just like,
we've all been there.
Skirt on the outside. I don't want to hurt Drew's feelings that I don't want to hang out with him anymore. But I also still don't want to hang out with him, so I got to come up with something.
Find a reason,
of course. Yeah. I mean, everybody's done that at some point. But this guy got pulled over. Just take your speeding ticket and move on.
Oh, that's bad.
And now you got arrested.
That is legitimately maybe the worst thing you could make up as an excuse for that speeding ticket. Like the worst thing. This show's talked a lot about it. None of us have gotten a speeding ticket in some time.
Stop jinxing it. You bring this up once a month. You're just asking somebody to get pulled over.
No, you're fine.
That's because I never speed, Cody. That's what it is. Ever.
I follow the law. Above board show.
Yeah.
In all aspects of life.
Cody does set cruise control on side streets, which is still, you should get a ticket for that. I think they should give you a ticket for that. Having cruise control when you're on a 35 or 40 on a side street.
I don't get in the way of traffic.
You should not be
the flow.
The car should not even allow you to use cruise control unless you're on the highway. It's ridiculous.
Only the highway?
Yep.
But sometimes I use it so I don't speed in a school zone.
Well, then don't speed in the school zone.
I know, but
the cruise control
car
25?
helps me.
Cody will turn on cruise control.
If I'm in a school zone, I will.
Turn on cruise control in a 25.
If I'm in a school zone, I will, Drew.
That's crazy.
I protect the kids.
Crazy.
You too? Maybe you're just dangerously whipping through there. I protect the children.
If anything, I go 20. I'll go below the speed limit. I'll make sure.
You're trying to one-up me?
I'll obey the school zone, but I don't need to turn on cruise control. I can, it's possible to decelerate, and brake and get down to speed without having to go through.
Sometimes it's just like, you're just like mindlessly thinking for a second, and then all of a sudden it's like 32, and you're like, damn, can't be going 32 through here. It's a school zone.
Right.
Can't be risking it.
So you will.
I'm more likely to use it there than just like a regular road that's like 40.
Is the cruise control button on your car? Is it already like fading? Like is it already like losing a little bit of the white outline or whatever?
I leave the cruise control permanently on, so all I got to do is switch it on. Right? I don't have to hit the cruise control button then the switch.
You have cruise on all the time?
It's always an option. Then all you got to do is press the button to lock it.
Huh? Someone says they're with you. They use it 100% of the time. That's crazy to me. Huh?
It's great.
Takes
all the pressure out
I truly only use it on the highway. Just on the highway.
And only probably long road trips. You probably don't even use it on a drive.
I used it on
highway drive.
I used it on K10 last night on the way back. Yeah.
I never use cruise control.
Ever?
Drive to Indy? No cruise control.
Wait. You're on a 9-hour, 13-hour road trip and you won't use cruise?
That's worse than me.
You're killing your gas mileage and
I'm saving gas.
How?
You just coast. If anything, like going up a hill, I am not going up a hill fast. I slow down going up a hill.
Drew, I got bad news.
I don't think that's...
The auto engineers say the cruise control typically improves fuel efficiency by 7 to 14%.
Yeah, I would think so.
By eliminating erratic human-led acceleration and braking.
When you're going up a hill and you need to keep them out, when you need to maintain a speed, that cruise control speeds up a little bit.
It says on steeper rolling hills, it often burns more fuel, but
Correct.
over the course of a long drive, it does save fuel.
When you're driving Indianapolis, you're acting like you're going through mountain ranges on the way to Indianapolis.
You might even go up a hill.
I don't have to stop for gas. I can go from here to Indy and not stop for gas.
That doesn't mean your gas mileage isn't impacted, though, right? Like, I'm not saying your tank can't.
No, I think it is because when I fill up here to leave,
Drew thinks he's better than the machine.
No, when I never said that. When I fill up here, it says 450 miles in my tank. I can get to Indy. When I fill up, my MPG is good enough. I'm at 525 miles.
Yeah, it's the highway.
Because you're hours on the highway.
But are you claiming it's because you're a more efficient driver?
Correct. Because if your miles per because if your miles per gallon, if my miles per gallon are the same in my car as they are in Kansas City, I get about 35-ish miles per gallon. When I drive on the highway, I'm getting like 45.
That's every car. You're describing cars.
Because
that's how cars work.
I drive a majority of the time on the highway to get to work every single day.
Have you ever seen the window sticker? It says highway and city on it.
But do you know what but the MPG in my car?
Yes.
On highway is 32. I average 36 miles per gallon.
Because you're on open road and there's no traffic.
Because I'm getting better gas mileage than the car normally would get because I'm not using cruise control.
I've never heard anyone think this.
I will coast, and if you look at the MPG
this
meter,
is amazing.
If you look at the MPG meter in my car, it is at 40 a majority of the time because if anything, I half throttle.
Michael Andretti over here on his way.
I do not use the throttle in my car very often. I get to the speed and then I coast from there.
Look,
I sit at 40 the entire time.
By no means do I claim to be car guy. I am very confident that you go on a 9-hour road trip on the highway, your gas mileage will be better than even if you're on the highway in the city because there's traffic versus not traffic. That's all right. That's interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I can't negate the other side. I just...
If anything, I'm not saying I'm better than cruise control. If anything, I might be similar to cruise control where I end up just off of coasting the way that I do. I save 7% to 14%.
Do you at least maintain this speed? Or are you the guy that everybody gets annoyed with on the highway where like for 1 second you're going 72 and then I pass you and all of a sudden you're going 78 and
depends
you
if we're
pass
going
me.
up a hill or down a hill.
See, that's annoying. No. If I already passed you and I'm on cruise control at 80,
I do say I hate that.
And you're at 73 when I pass you and magically you're at 80 once I pass, that's terrible.
If I'm going down a hill, I literally set my foot back on the floorboard and I just let the car go. And if it speeds up, it speeds up.
You just have like Jesus take the wheel.
No, I still have my hands on the wheel.
If we do this road trip to Cincinnati in December, I kind of want Drew to drive just to see it in action, and we're gonna. It might drive me crazy, but we might have to do a live stream of the entire drive.
All right.
Up next, I've
never heard anybody make this claim.
I'm confused.
I'm confused. Yeah.
Up next, let's get to the Chiefs Red Half Hour. What's more likely for a second-year receiver or a first-year receiver to have more yards? We'll get to that next.
You're listening to Cody and Gold. Tune in for the Chiefs Red Half Hour every day, starting at 11:30 right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
All right, Kansas City, we know starting this week, this summer, the world's best teams are chasing one goal. They're doing it right here in your city. Alex and I keep telling you, though, are you ready to reach your career goals? You need the right team behind you.
Yeah, at Centric, you train with live instructors, hands-on IT experience, and, you got a deep bench of employer relationships that are ready to hire job-ready talent right here in Kansas City. You don't want to sit on the sidelines. You can build your skills, join the team, and reach your goal.
I think it's like anything else. Those teams, they want the best to help them do it. Centric can be the best at doing that in as little as 4 months, getting you in that new career. Centric, practical IT training with real employer connections. Go to Centric.com.
Sun Cruiser is the official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the U.S. Open and U.S. Women's Open. We're excited to bring our vodka iced teas and lemonades to golfers and drinkers everywhere, and support these two prestigious championships and their fans with a refreshing Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea. Crisp, clean, and no carbonation for the perfect sipper on the course. Join us for the U.S. Open watch party with special giveaways on June 18th and 19th at Minsky's locations. Visit Odyssey.com/965thefan for details. Please drink responsibly.
Who do you think will be wearing the ring at the end of the NBA Finals? You can take your shot with FanDuel, and you just might be celebrating a victory of your very own. Right now, new customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA's biggest event. You can seek out those individual player markets for baskets or who's going to have the most rebounds, or build an epic same-game parlay for a chance at a bigger payout. And with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to join now to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 minimum wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Carter. And I'm Charlie. We'd like to share a quick story about a homeowner named Jack.
Jack had a home he needed to sell fast.
And Jack thought he had it all figured out.
So Jack talked to multiple cash buyers.
Jack chose the highest offer.
But the day before closing, Guess what? The buyer backed out.
Leaving Jack with the moving truck all packed in the driveway and not sure what to do.
Jack learned the hard way that the highest offer isn't always the right offer.
Jack got suckered.
Make sure you aren't hung out to dry.
Call our dad at Rex Buys KC.
Our dad is local, he knows Kansas City, and he actually closes deals.
No repairs, no fees, no showings, no surprises.
Just a fair cash offer and a smooth process.
Now, don't be like Jack.
Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com.
Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
A large bank that stays tied to the community it serves? That's bold. For over 90 years, Security Bank has served the greater Kansas City area. That's longer than most of the barbecue joints around. What's our secret sauce? It's our commitment to local lending and local decisions, championing what makes Kansas City great, because Kansas City is full of champions. Speaking of which, we've been recognized as the strongest large bank in KC. Security Bank of Kansas City, member FDIC.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
Yep. So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
Yeah, and now at Staples, save 40% on custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, banners, and more.
Big news! Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. In 613, exclusions apply.
Hi, I'm Amanda, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of bridal design, I travel the world for inspiration so that your engagement ring stands out from the rest. My team of in-house designers and I work alongside skilled artisans to curate the most beautiful collection of exclusive engagement rings. At Shane Company, you'll find the ring that's a reflection of your unique style. No cookie-cutter designs here. See our selection in-store or at shaneco.com. Because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
When shopping for a new auto insurance policy, AAA could help you customize your coverage to fit your unique needs and budget. Trust AAA Auto Insurance to help you find the balance that works for you. See how a simple switch could make a big difference. AAA, we're always with you. Visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a data analyst.
Hey, what model did you use for these quarterly projections?
Astrology. If Mercury's in retrograde, sales tank. If Venus is rising, we crush Q4.
You built our revenue forecast off horoscopes?
Yeah, the Zodiac never lies.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Brought to you by Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit ClimateControlKC.com. Climate Control has been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle the scorching hot summer. Schedule your AC system tune-up for just $49. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road. Welcome in to the Chiefs Red Half Hour. Every day at 11:30 with Cody and Gold on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, it's the Chiefs Red Half Hour here on Cody and Gold. Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, Drew Nixon with you. Video stream up and running, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button there on YouTube, and that way you don't miss any of the shows here on 96.5 The Fan. We'll get back into some Royals baseball in the noon hour. Also, back to the news of the day in college athletics, and it could have some major ramifications. That is, if you're just joining us for the first time, the news that Brendan Sorsby, quarterback at Texas Tech, former Cincinnati quarterback, had his injunction request granted by a judge in Lubbock County, Texas. Yes, the same county of Lubbock, Texas.
That sounds familiar. That's where Texas Tech is.
He had admitted to wagering $90,000 and over 9,000 bets going back to his time at Indiana as well. Admitted to having a gambling addiction. But you bet on college football and you're a college football player. It seems pretty simple, right?
Including games
you should not be allowed to play college football. Mm-hmm. But this judge said otherwise. The NCAA will appeal most likely. But we'll get back into this. I think it's just devastating consequences more so than just 2026. But let's talk some Chiefs football, man. And couple wide receivers that I think at camp are going to become stories only because fans so desperately want to see, understandably so, another receiver outside of Worthy and Rice emerge.
Yep.
And that, of course, would be Jalen Royals, or where more of the attention is because we've never seen him yet, is Cyrus Allen, the fifth round pick, sixth round pick?
Admittedly, if you look at some of the advanced numbers of Tyquan Thornton, it is easy to see, hey, Tyquan could be a guy who grows for the Chiefs this year based on usage alone. Just use him more, and it'll be effective, and it'll work, and all this other stuff to go in there can be in there. But at this moment, unless they sign another wide receiver, they are going to be relying on one of those two guys. And that's why, rather than getting bogged down with the articles right now that are, hey, the undrafted, I saw everywhere, like, EB's been complimentary, the undrafted free agents. I'm like, yeah, they play a lot more in non-mandatory random OTA practices, so sure, they all look fine. But if they sign no other wide receivers, one of the two, Jalen Royals or Cyrus Allen, will at least be counted on by this team. So to what effect will one of those two guys in there? I'll be honest, I am in the latter camp, even though we haven't seen him. Significantly more optimistic that Cyrus Allen could be a player who has an impact for the Chiefs than Jalen Royals at this point. And I will openly admit that at least a portion of it is I haven't seen you fail
That's
yet.
exactly right.
There's no doubt. And look, I'd be foolish to admit that that's not the case, because Cyrus Allen did not have some awesome year at Cincinnati. He finished the season with less than 700 receiving yards. He did have 13 touchdowns, which led the nation. So he is certainly good in a red zone situation. And when I think of the type of wide receiver they could use in the offense, the kind of guys who went away, big-bodied, blocking guys who could go up and get a ball, like even the Juju Smith-Schusters of the world. I don't know, in a way, because he was a good touchdown guy, or because he's not, I'm not claiming he's the biggest guy or whatever, but I feel like it maybe fits a little bit more than Jalen Royals. And Jalen Royals is kind of body-typed like Juju Smith-Schuster, but he couldn't get on the field at all and didn't look athletic, I thought, when he was on the field. And so I'm just not very bought in. I feel like Cyrus Allen's a bigger player in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a coin flip still for either guy. Honestly, you're right. We didn't see, Royals was on the team last year and couldn't get on the field, even with the way the season went, until the very, very end of the season. Cyrus Allen, we haven't seen, so there's just more excitement. People can still reference his college film, can still see him run around with no pads on, which remind you, in OTAs and mini camps and things like that, and talk themselves into him becoming something. They certainly could use one of them to emerge, no kidding, moving forward.
They're not way different size, like 5'11" versus 6 foot, 190 pounds. They're like a similar body
I have
type.
said I think Jalen Royals has a chance this year to take a little bit more of the Juju Smith-Schuster role. Blocking wide receiver, occasionally gets an opportunity. That's what I think he'll be. Cyrus Allen, I understand the excitement around him, but I don't know if I say he has a leg up on this. Actually, I still would side with Jalen Royals. If you're predicting who will have a bigger impact, I think it's still going to be a small impact for either. I'll side with Royals only because he was here. You're saying because he was here and didn't get on the field, it tells you a lot. I'm saying it on he's already been in the system. Wow, they're just going to give Cyrus Allen all these opportunities right away. I don't know, man.
They're like a very similar experience, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
One guy has 2 career catches in the NFL, and the other guy has 0.
Yeah, I just mean being in the system.
No,
But
totally. I understand. I just, like, from an on-field perspective, one guy doesn't seem more or less comfortable. And look, some of this is, we're going to have to do the math on this eventually, which is if Rice is healthy and Worthy's healthy, how many of these targets and snaps that went to other guys are going to other guys or whatever? Because Juju Smith-Schuster had 45 targets last year. I'd be stunned if Cyrus Allen or Jalen Royals had that many at the end of the season.
Right.
I'd be banking at 25 or under for the leader of those 2 guys. And so, like, instead, Gold, I find myself going back to, like, a previous season because I actually don't think it helps me to look at last season or the season before where they lost Rice. So what does a typical 4th wide receiver for the Chiefs do? I have to base it off of, I mean, I have to go back to, like, 2022, like, genuinely, to even make I think a proper evaluation on it. Maybe 2023 when MVS had 315 yards as their 3rd guy, Justin Watson at 460 as their 2nd, Rice and Kelsey is 1 and 2. But even then, Rice was 1, Watson was 2. There's already more competition than that. So like and Sky Moore at 244 is the 5th. Like I think you have to go back to like the usage to like the Tyreek and Sammy Watkins. Like I almost have to go to there and be like, what did the 5th guy have then? 4th guy have then? Because I do think Worthy's going to get enough, and Rice is going to get enough, and Kelsey's going to get enough. And then they'll throw to the running backs more. And so by the time I get to Allen or Royals, how many targets? 25 to 30?
Well, I'm not expecting much from either. I would give the slight edge, I guess, to Royals, but not. I mean, as I said, it's a coin flip.
You don't feel like you got to lean one way or the other.
I'll be shocked.
Camp will tell us the story.
I'll be shocked if either has over 320 yards receiving.
Yeah. Yeah. And Juju had that. And they've had guys at that. They've also had guys miss time. And look, someone will miss time. That's just reality.
Yep.
Like, I'm not. Do I think that Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are both playing 17 games this year? No chance. But I'm also I think people are so in desperate search of the 4th wide receiver. That's what's led to these, the articles that are, hey, the rookies at OTAs are shining, and look at this undrafted free agent wide receiver that looks good, and here's the guys. The guys who have been making noise is everybody in search of the 4th wide receiver. And I assume it'll still come down to Royals or Allen. I guess that's why I bring up and they're similar body type. And that's what makes it, that's what also, believe it or not, Gold, is what makes me think they were looking to replace Royals anyway. Drafting Cyrus Allen and around about the same as they drafted Jalen Royals just makes me think like they're looking for a guy like, that guy kind of
I don't know. I mean, they barely drafted any offensive player.
I know.
We all
they didn't put a huge investment in it.
I think just, hey, on their board at that point, 5th round, he was high on the board. They hadn't drafted offense, and they had already loaded up on defense. I don't know if them drafting Allen says anything about Royals.
Sure.
I think, again, I don't think we know anything about either guy. And let's be real. There's a real chance when you're drafting the 5th round that neither guy ever has a huge role on this team.
They'd be lucky to turn into DeMarcus Robinson's career, genuinely, who was a guy taken in a similar round. Then on the other side of the football, and this is where I think it's really interesting. I don't want to be negative because it's worked, right? This to me is not even saying that it hasn't worked. I have a problem having a lot of faith that on the defensive side of the football, Steve Spagnuolo will actually play young players. I went through the roster last year, and when they were healthy, Dana played more than Gelati. Mike Edwards played more than Jaden Hicks. Tranquil and Bolton and all these guys. Nick Bosa couldn't get on the field. Hell, they didn't even play Leo Chenal all that much his first 2 years in the league. If you remember going back to some of the corners, it took him forever to play Noel Williams this previous year. It wasn't really until Jalen Watson and some other guys started missing time. And then even later in the season, Noel Williams' time reined back in. And so, like, I'm having a hard time because I know one thing is true. I feel like they have to play young players on defense. That's what it seems like in my head. But the counter argument, Gold, is I don't know that I trust him to actually do it. And it's not going to just be some random, like Kohu is going to be the guy who plays way more than than Canada or plays way more, I feel like they're just, do I believe them to play young defensive players? And Spags historically doesn't truly do that in a trust category. And so, like, I feel like their plan versus what they do don't align inside.
I don't think it's as problematic this year, though, because of where the roster is at. that they don't have the luxury of
You think there's
waiting
just
on
no
some of the
choice?
young players. And also look where they drafted.
thought
I
they
mean,
weighed last
some of
year,
these guys that they drafted are gonna play. I mean, they kind of have to. I think it's a big reason why they spent so much resources, so many resources on the defensive side of the ball, whether it was in free agency, yes, a veteran in Tonga, but look, they get and draft Peter Woods and then Armason Thomas and Mansour Delane, and yes, they brought in L'Jarius Sneed for a visit, but you notice he has not signed yet, which either means they were just checking in or the knee's even worse than we thought. Who knows? Maybe they sign him by the time we get to camp. I don't know the reason, but he did not sign, which to me is a little telling for them. I think this year they won't have much of a choice, man. So.
Are you sure?
I expect these. Who are the vets that are going to play a bunch over these young players? I mean, Armason Thomas, I don't know how many snaps he's getting, but he's playing this year. He's rotating in. How many vets are playing?
It would have to be like
Gelati
really
year 2. I mean, like
no, it'd have to be like Felix, which would be
the only thing that changes on the
insane.
defensive line would be if they sign Cam Jordan. But that's a player I would be okay with playing over Armason Thomas or whatever if they brought in somebody like him. Right?
If you go through the last couple of years, every time we get our hopes up being like Jaden Hicks is going to play way more or this rookie corner is going to play a lot. It's always just Jack Cochran, you know? It's just some player like that. It's just some guy who's like been around a little while who gets the playing time over even like the linebacker they just drafted, right? And it tends to be they run into these moments where, especially on defense, Spags runs a really complicated system. And so like, look, Dan assigned with the Bills, so they're not going to fall into that trap again. But the idea at all that Mike Dana played more, even in the early part of the season than Gelati, when we all knew he didn't have it anymore. Like, and this is like one to be the very few, and I do mean very few. Spagnuolo is the best defensive coordinator in the NFL. But even he would admit, and I think we can admit, no coach is perfect. Nobody does, and his system overall has been an effective one. So maybe in the end, dragging it out on these young players and playing guys like maybe Tonga will play more than Peter Woods. And I don't think he should. I think Peter Wood should play more than Tonga.
No.
Really?
No.
I think he should as well.
No. Tonga's a vet. Tonga's going.
I think Wood should play way more than.
I think Peter Woods is not going to happen. I mean, that's not happening.
I think Peter Woods is flat out better and probably and he can make Chris Jones better than Tonga can.
Tonga's going to play way more this season.
That's
Peter Woods is
to me.
more of setting up. He's going to get on the field, but Tonga will play more snaps than Peter Woods.
It's like a 1-year guy who has a half a career sack or whatever. It's like you draft him in the first round in Peter Woods.
Yeah, but you're not drafting Woods or Tonga for sacks. That's not the stat you want to use as the metric.
Which is why I think Peter Woods is better than Tonga is because Peter Woods got sacks in college and
Peter Woods
Tonga's
played a
just
different. Which Peter Woods are we getting though? Right, that was the
Peter
whole.
Woods played D tackle his entire.
But which
version? The good version of the.
Well, I'm talking about truly like from the what are the Chiefs asking him to be? Drew, we talked.
I mean, the version of Clemson, he's getting double teamed every snap, so he's not going to. I think he's going, which is exactly why he should play more, Cody.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Make Chris Jones better.
The version conversation we had about Peter Woods is he going to be the guy that weighed 30 pounds more, or are they going to ask him to be the slimmer guy? He was more effective when they didn't have him adjust his senior year. That's what I mean by which version are we getting? What are they asking him to be?
If they're asking him to be, even if they're asking him to be the big version, he's the bigger. Tonga is the big version of Peter Woods. I think Peter Woods is better than Kairos Tonga is at that big size, which is why Peter Woods should play.
But that's the thing with that's why I didn't want Snead.
I don't think it matters.
That's why I didn't want
yeah. I mean, the first snap on that Monday Night Football game, Tonga is going to be on the field, not Peter Woods.
I agree with that. I'm just saying over the course of time, I think Peter Woods is going to.
I think at the end of the year, Peter Woods
he's going to earn that job.
Tonga, or going back to the same thing. Like I get an issue with that, and this is the part where it's like the inverse thinking sometimes. And again, it's hard to question Spags because it works so well.
Yeah,
he gets to the road by playing young players less early and slowly filtering them and playing them later. And in my head, it's like, are you sure Peter Woods wouldn't just be better by playing him now and then by week 8 he'd be better? And so, like,
Ashton Gelati was picked in the third round.
He's also a first-round pick. I'm not talking about, like, you can slow walk a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick. Take your time on that. But if you're a first-round pick, you should be playing more than the 1-year free agent rando defensive end who's on a 6th team.
Peter Woods may end up being
way more than that guy.
Peter Woods may end up being better, but I remember the conversation we had when they signed him, and I understand they hadn't had the draft yet, but I fully expect Tonga to get more snaps than Peter Woods in 2026.
Yeah, I'd be sad. This goes back to this is the whole point of this conversation. That would depress me. That's like Dana playing more than
if he's not
a second-round pick. I don't need that in my life.
If he's not better than Tonga, then I don't have an issue. I mean, I'm putting the best players on the field.
But I don't think they always like.
Tonga's
sometimes they are,
limited,
but sometimes I think
do.
they make that mistake. I think sometimes they go with the guy knows where to stand, not the better player. not the better athlete.
Yeah.
The guy who just
let's see what
doesn't
their
miss
plan
a gap
is.
as much.
Let's see when we're at camp what their plan is for Woods. I mean, if they end up having Woods not just as a defensive tackle, which is what he played in college, if they end up trying to have him to be a little more versatile and he's in different spots on the line, well, then it's a different conversation and he can end up having a bigger factor. But yeah, I mean, we had Nate Taylor. I mean, I'm not alone in this thinking. We can have Nate on again and talk about it. I think that is the common thought is that Tonga is going to play more than Peter Woods in 2026.
Yeah, God, that would be sad. This just, and it all goes back to and look, last year was it's hard sometimes because got to think in the history of how they've been doing it and when it's worked versus last year when they kept playing Mike Edwards or on offense Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm like, stop it. Let Rashard Smith touch the ball, please. I'm begging you. You have 5 wins. I don't want to watch another carry from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't want to watch Mike Edwards in coverage ever again. I just want your young safety to learn on the job and figure it the hell out.
You'd have almost rather them take a wide receiver at that 29th pick if Peter Woods is not going to play as much, is what you're saying.
Well, it's not even that. I just want him to play. They're a first-round pick. And look, sometimes things happen. Alex and I have talked about this. For instance, the rookie year for Felix Anudika-Uzomah, I didn't need him playing more than Charles Omenihu. I didn't need him playing more than Mike Dana. He was way worse than those players. But Gold, for me, it's not even a net zero of better play always plays. Let's just say Peter Woods is 40% of what Tonga is right now. I'd want him actually still playing more. Because in the end, I got long-term ambitions with this player, not just for this season, but for the end of this season, for next season. I got to be playing both sides of this coin
I
think
the hope is that Peter Woods is ready to take on the full role in 2027. So we'll see. I get your guys' argument. I'm just saying, I think that's not what you guys are saying. I don't think that's their plan this year, though.
Never their plan. They like playing young players. It's never their plan. I assume everyone will show up at least because the fines are insane. I do like that thing about collective bargaining. It changed everything on the fine stuff.
NFL players who skip mandatory minicamp, day 1, you get fined almost $18,000. Day 2, $36,000. Day 3, $54,000. So that's $107,000, almost $108,000. And it's just, this is where it's a reminder that it's a different world financially than any of us are in. That there's a player or two out there, not on this team this year, fortunately, but out there that would just rather not even walk around, lift some weights to pretend they're there versus get $108,000. It's just crazy to me.
I mean, you got to but that's the thing. You just got to, that's how they get everyone to show up.
Yeah.
It was actually one of those things that was probably understated in the collective bargaining agreement that I didn't think about at the time. They ended off-season holdouts. You don't get to wait till August to show up to work unless you have already earned a ton of money. That's why Jacoby Brissett showed up to the job. He's not going to pay $109,000 Gold to miss.
Yeah.
He's not going to pay $100,000 not to show up when he's fighting over a few million.
The fact that Jacoby Brissett was holding out is funny anyway.
I think it spoke everything about the current NFC West. You got one team, you got Jacoby Brissett holding out for more money, and the other one's trading for Myles Garrett. A bit of a juxtaposition.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's just a slight difference. Oh man, it's just I like it. I like it. I like that they're being paid a contract and they agreed to it. Part of it is it's really hard to feel bad when people get underpaid because no one necessarily forces you to sign for the amount you signed for. That makes the team smart. Now, it doesn't mean you have to accept it. You don't have to blindly accept it. But they've made it much, much, much harder for you to show up to the job. You got to hold in. That's what it's all turned into. I'll show up to work, but my hamstring hurts. The shoulder's a little tight. You just got to make up room.
All right, coming up next, guys, let's get to what's trending. Then back into the news of the day. Brennan Sorsby, Texas Tech quarterback, is eligible again to play college football. What a mess it is for the NCAA. And we got an NBA Finals Game 3 tonight in New York. We'll discuss that right here on Cody and Gold.
You're listening to Cody and Gold. Tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Vernier every Wednesday at 12:30. Cody and Gold is brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com. Your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
The biggest stage in world soccer is days away, and every goal changes everything. And now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. They're introducing Every Goal Pays. Bet on a match, get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. That's right, more goals means more bonus bets, and all you have to do is turn on your token. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started today and get in on every goal pays. That's FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals on FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present Missouri. Opt-in required. Must apply bonus token. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey DQ fans, nothing could make Father's Day more memorable than a DQ cake. Treat Dad, aka Pops, Poppy, or Papa, to one of our delicious fudge and crunch cakes. Or get a cake in one of our other Blizzard treat flavors like Oreo cookie. Customize your DQ cake with a message that celebrates the big guy and all the wonderful things he does. Trust us, it's a lot more fun than a pair of socks or another wacky tie. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
The Royals and the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation are teaming up with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City to recognize outstanding high school sports coaches through the Blue KC Coaches with Character program. From April to September, we'll recognize 6 coaches as a Blue KC Coach with Character. Each honoree will receive a VIP package that includes tickets to a Royals game and more. Be part of honoring our high school coaches whose service is making Kansas City a better place to live, work, and play. Just go to bluekc.com/nominate coaches with character to nominate today.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load at Hy-Vee. This Saturday and Sunday, get a 30-cent per gallon fuel discount with every $60 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 30 cents per gallon with your $60 purchase, 60 cents per gallon with a $120 purchase. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the 2-day Fuel Saver event this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Soccer Fever is in Kansas City, and Hy-Vee is your headquarters for official merchandise, apparel, tailgate, and watch party needs. And Hy-Vee makes game day so easy. They have ready-to-go wings, pizza, party trays, charcuterie, and, of course, all those delicious sweet treats. If you're planning a cookout, great. Hy-Vee's special recipe brats, burgers, and steaks are the best. Check out their match day meat bundle for only $30. And don't forget about Hy-Vee's wine and spirits department. For all of your game day needs, count on Hy-Vee.
Water backing up? Drains slowing down? It's only going to get worse. Head off bigger problems with a $79 mainline drain cleaning from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Plus, a free video camera inspection to pinpoint exactly where that clog is. We'll clear the problem the right way and get your home back to normal. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
You know that weird smell your AC makes when you turn it on? Ooh, you really shouldn't. Luckily, you can just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com. If you miss being able to finish a road trip playlist on a road trip, we can help. Just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com.
This summer, grab a Truly Hard Seltzer. Light, bubbly, fruity, and make your dreams come truly. Join us for our game day watch parties on June 12th, 19th, and 25th at Peanuts locations. Truly Hard Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of U.S. Soccer. Visit odyssey.com/965thefan for more info on watch parties. And visit trulyhardseltzer.com/locations to find Truly near you. Hard Seltzer Beverage Company, LLC, Boston, Massachusetts. Hard Seltzer, 5% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly. 21 plus only.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Now at Lowe's, faster quotes start at the Lowe's Pro Desk. Got a material list handwritten on a sticky note or saved as a photo? Perfect. Bring it to us and get a quote in minutes. And if you don't see what you need on the shelf, we'll help you get it. You can access thousands of products beyond what's available in-store or on Lowe's.com, right from the Lowe's Pro Desk. Build quotes faster and source the materials you need to keep your jobs moving. Just like that, at Lowe's.
O'Reilly
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, it's Rob Brennan. We hope you're enjoying Beyond the Pitch KC, a podcast on how Kansas City landed the world's biggest sporting event. It's presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. New episodes released every Wednesday on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Cody and Gold Garage Sale benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum is on Wednesday, June 10th on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. What's trending?
Cheddar, mozzarella, Havarti.
Number one on what's trending, something we're going to talk more about right after this. That is that a judge in district court in Lubbock County, Texas, has granted the injunction requested by Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby. He is now set to be eligible for the 2026 season. Yes, there is still a chance the NCAA appeals and could win that appeal, but right now, a player in college football who admitted to wagering over $90,000, including on college football games at a university in which he was a member of back in Indiana, has been granted eligibility still. It is an absolute joke. We will talk more about why it's bigger than just Texas Tech and 2026 in just a bit.
Next up on What's Trending, Royals had a good weekend off today after winning their series against Minnesota, 4-game series, so took 3 of 4 against the Twins. Bobby Witt Jr. is dealing with lingering knee soreness. Jack Caglione has shoulder soreness after running into the wall. But I guess on the good news in the injury front, Chris Bubich scheduled to make his rehab start in Omaha tomorrow night. So maybe 1 or 2 rehab starts, and then maybe Chris Bubich will rejoin the rotation. A rotation that's honestly continued to be pretty good, despite all the injuries. They just, Noah Camara found his groove.
Yes.
The Winder Avila has been good in back-to-back starts. He's got 5 innings, only allowed 1 run in both of his. So, Royals baseball, hopefully, maybe on the uptick. We'll see. There's still 12 games under 500.
Elsewhere on What's Trending, Kansas Baseball Super Regional continues today. They lost their first game. That means they have to win today. It was supposed to be yesterday. The game only made it through 3 innings due to lightning. There was also a weather delay earlier in the night. They're down 8-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They're picking it back up right now. They're resuming the suspended game literally like 12:02.
I'd start scoring now if,
They have to come back from 8-1 to force a Game 3 if they're able to pull that off. They would have a Game 3 a little after 4 o'clock this afternoon.
You're committed to going if they make the comeback?
Yeah, I have tickets for Game 3 if in fact Kansas can pull off somewhat of a miracle. It is college baseball,
somewhat
though.
Of a miracle? I mean,
it's college baseball. They were down 5-0 to Arkansas and scored 6 in the next inning. The problem is Oklahoma's pitching is phenomenal. They got the hottest bats in baseball right now. KU's pitching has been awful. They can't score. They got only a couple hits over the last couple days, so it's not a good moment for them. It's a shame that it looks like this awesome year is ending this way, if in fact it ends today.
Next up on What's Trending, the NBA Finals Game 3 tonight. Knicks hold a 2-0 series lead as it sits right now. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a minute as well. Maybe he'll make it a series tonight. Wemby has not played nearly to the level he did. Cat is having an incredible series in both of their games as well, so that making a big difference. But we'll get Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight.
Locally, the Kansas City Mavericks have a 2-0 lead in the Kelly Cup Finals. They had both at home over the weekend. Now Game 3 and 4 coming up. Game 3 is going to a couple days down in Florida. They're taking on the Florida Everblades, as you said. Great name.
That's an awesome
But
name.
there's a
Incredible.
chance. There's a chance we could have a professional hockey team get a championship here very soon, up 2-0 in their series.
Lastly, on What's Trending, the Cody and Gold Garage Sale presented by RE/MAX when trust matters. Choose RE/MAX, voted most trusted real estate agents by buyers and sellers. It is this Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We put even more items up on the website today, and we'll continue to add more. I think Gold just added free wings for a year from our friends over at Jefferson's.
Yep.
We've got later this afternoon, I will add the disc golf package with Mac Maury, where you can get discs and jerseys and play around with Mac out at a park somewhere. Plus, all the different items and experiences we'll continue to tell you about. It doesn't matter whether it's a Cole Reagan's autographed baseball, any of the bobbleheads you might have missed, game-worn broadcast attire from Jake Eisenberg. We have anything and everything you can imagine. Over 130 items up on the site right now, 132 to be exact. Might even be up to 140, 145 by the time it starts. We'd love your help. 100% of the proceeds benefiting the Negro League Baseball Museum. They took it away for us from a year, so let's bring it back in big way, right, this year for the Cody Gold Garage Sale. I've told people it's like the 5th. It's the annual. It is annual and is in every year, except for that one year we didn't do
That's
it.
right. That's right.
You know?
You can head to our station website, preview the items. Again, Wednesday at 7 a.m., we get this thing going. All right, I mentioned it in What's Trending. Let's talk about what I think is the most important news of the day, because it has a chance to continue to, I think, negatively, to say the least, impact how we all view college sports. And Brendan Sorsby, quarterback at Texas Tech, he has come out publicly and said, hey, I have a gambling addiction. And he is going through treatment, and he's admitted to having 9,000 bets over a short period of time, as in a couple years, and $90,000 wagered, including when he was the quarterback in Indiana. Yes, he wasn't playing in those games, but he was the quarterback in Indiana, and he was betting on Indiana football. And the fact that there is a judge, I don't care if the judge is in Lubbock County, Texas, and that's the case here, where, of course, the University of Texas is, Texas Tech is in Lubbock, Texas. The fact there's even a judge willing to allow this is absolutely ridiculous. It's embarrassing, is what it is. It also, once again, further proves the NCAA has zero control.
None. You can't even get that guy out of the sport?
There are no rules that a college football player can bet on college sports and he can still be eligible, according to this judge, should be still eligible, and the injunction was granted. It is ridiculous. You want a 7th year of eligibility? Find a judge that's favorable. You want to bet on the sport and still play, and you're a college athlete? Find a judge. Also, be a high-profile NIL player that you can hire the right lawyer to get it done. Yes, I understand this speaks to a broader issue that happens all the time away from sports as well in the judicial system, but still, we're talking about sports here today. And it's really, I think, concerning beyond 2026, because now you have said that you can be a college athlete, especially if you're as talented as Brendan Sorsby is, that you can bet on that sport.
I know.
And there's a judge out there you can find
in Lubbock, and not hard to find one,
wherever
apparently.
you are at, that you can be granted eligibility.
Well, and I guess some of this is like, nobody actually wants to. Nobody ever actually wants to fix a problem. Like Cody Campbell, the single biggest Texas Tech donator. He's a gajillionaire. He's like, the system's broken. Sure wish we could fix it. You could tell him to cut him. What do you mean, Cody Campbell? You could get Sorsby off of Texas Tech. You're their single biggest donor. You could tell them he's not allowed. I won't pay for it. Kick the kid off the team, and they'd kick him off the team.
Yeah,
they
but everybody's out
play
for
a snap.
You know this. Every university is out to better themselves, and that's it. And that's the big problem. And
it's also not his job. It's not Cody Campbell's job to do that.
But you don't get to complain about the system being broken and then being like, "Oops, money fell out of my pocket for this system."
Let's say Cody Campbell says I'm not paying him. It's not changing anything. It doesn't matter.
He should just say, "I'm not supporting the university that he's the quarterback of ever. So either kick this kid off the team or no more money for me."
That's not a realistic scenario.
Him doing that
right?
doesn't change the problem.
It might if they band together. If these guys all agree, hey, at the very least, we won't draw the line everywhere, but we're going to draw it on he bet on the sport. Because at this point, Drew, there is no recourse. Because if this judge is going to grant it and Sorsby plays, it is.
Well, the recourse is that the NCAA is going to appeal, and then who knows what that judge
But if they don't win it, it is horribly, horribly bad for the sport. You and I were talking about somebody, Drew, was trying to make the argument, well, it's good for the sport that a good player's on a good team making a mention. I'm like, it's awful.
No, this is not good.
Awful. If he makes to the college football playoff, if he plays in the college football semifinal or final, for God's it's the worst possible thing for the sport. It's encouraging someone for betting on a sport and having no repercussion.
It is really weird because of the judge said essentially he'll have. If he wasn't allowed to play, he would suffer
harm or
irreparable harm.
Yeah.
I will say this, though.
Joke.
I do think there is a level of, now that he's actually being allowed to play, nobody wants Texas Tech to be good. Nobody. I think people will be rooting.
Oh no, we're all rooting.
I think people will be rooting against Texas Tech. People will be rooting against Brendan Sorsby to an extent of you shouldn't be allowed to play because you made a mistake, and nobody wants to see you succeed. So I think in a way it almost creates some harm for him, or what they're deeming to be harm, because he would be playing than if he just wasn't allowed to be playing, which he shouldn't be. I think that might be the first person, Cody, that I've seen, whether it be social media or anybody who I've talked to, that actually thinks that it's good that he's being included. This is
just one guy.
One of the rare occurrences where everybody's banding together and saying, you know what, this is a bad decision. We know why it's bad, and it's unacceptable that it's even being considered to be allowed at this point.
Yeah, it's like this goes for a lot of things, but like, can we just sometimes use common sense? Like the common sense is, should I be allowed to play college football if I bet on college football and I'm a high-level Division I player for said program? I don't know why. Like, I think most reasonable people would say, no, absolutely not. And why are we allowing this to happen? Like, this is why, as much as I have over the years, and I think you as well, been against the government getting involved in college sports, because I don't think they need to be wasting their time on that. But this is why I am in favor of figuring out whether it's the current bill that they're, talking about in Congress. I don't know if that's the right one, but something is going to have to come down at the federal government level, because the NCAA has no control, and it's their own fault. I get it, right? I don't, the NCAA's own fault, but now we're all seeing it play out where you can just find a judge. Like you can be a top recruit coming out of high school, go to a top school, be one of the better quarterbacks around, make a decision that might rule you ineligible, but you're going to hope that in a couple of years you're good enough. And so that you'll have the NIL money to get the right lawyer, that you'll find a favorable judge. And I know the gambling end is different than what happened with Trinidad Chambliss, but the same thing, honestly, in theory,
bought the judge,
in theory, it's the same. I get Chambliss was fighting for more eligibility because of an injury medical redshirt question. But if Chambliss did not have the year he had at Ole Miss, which was an awesome year, then he would not have been able to get the attorney that he had. Yeah. Ole Miss and everybody around that program would not have helped him find the judge in Oxford, Mississippi, of course, which is where Ole Miss is at, would be fake. Like, so this is a massive problem.
I think that, like, some of this, and look, I am not so delusional in how the world works to assume that an NFL team will actually think this way. I'm just going to tell you how I would feel about it. This would so completely turn me off Sorsby as a prospect, as an NFL head coach. Like, you have zero accountability. You can't even just do the thing you did wrong and then accept the punishment.
No, I don't think it has any bearing on his NFL.
I already said that. Yeah. I don't disagree. I don't think an NFL team would do it. No. I'm saying if I were in charge of an NFL team, I'd be, screw you. You can't even just come to the NFL. Take your punishment like a man. Come to the NFL and accept the fact that you made an egregious mistake.
But I understand what you're saying. You're saying that as Cody Tapp radio host. If Cody Tapp was a general manager of an NFL team, if he goes out and balls out this year, you're not going to not draft him because of this. No, you're not. You're not going to.
If I were a team, this is just another one of those, like, for the same reason character concerns might turn into. This is a massive character concern for me. People don't draft people for character concerns all the time. This is a concerning one.
Teams will not take Sorsby off their board for this.
And it's a quarterback as part of the problem. Yeah. I do think if he was a tight end or a wide receiver or a running back, they might.
Yeah, not
so, like, we could say as a quarterback, maybe not.
He might be a first-round pick next year.
But if he has a mediocre year, I think he slides further down. It's a real character concern. He can't even just accept, like, and some of this is, like, some of it is just like the human nature of it. Like, wait, you think you're owed this? You think you're owed college football? That's awfully presumptuous of you. You got a chance. You were one of the best college football players in the nation. You blew that opportunity by being an idiot. Now, look, some of this is because you have an addiction. So let's take that side. Yeah, you have a disease. That stinks. But you don't, like, this part does. Like, that's awful. But this part, the one is like, I think sometimes athletics, more than anything else, we talk about it like it's a right. Like it's an earned, like the same as the right to breathe air. And it's not. You can have that. It's a privilege, and it should be and can be taken away in moments in which you violate the sanctity of the sport in such a big way. He bet on teams he was on. Like, that's top of league stability stuff, and they're going to let the guy play. A judge is going to let him play?
Because the NCAA, they have no power. The quote-unquote governing body is trying to say he shouldn't be allowed to play, but they're able to go to the courts. And the NCAA, I don't know what the percentage is now. It feels like it's a 95% win percentage against the NCAA these days.
They're just taking L's left and right. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's not good. It's all bad for the sport. At least we all agree there. I can't believe you know how bad you got to do something for everyone to be like the NCAA is right on this one. Nobody agrees with the NCAA. They do so many horrible things. Corrupt organization.
It is very surprising.
They're right on this one.
It is very surprising that they succeeded essentially in the Diego Pavia one, the Chandler Morris one, some of the examples in college basketball, but one that holds the others don't hold a candle to is the one that is being allowed, because I understand the medical redshirt thing is a problem, and I get
bad
that
too. You shouldn't let him play.
I get that you getting drafted and then coming back to college is a problem. We all understand that, but this is from the integrity of the game standpoint. This is the one that should have been hammered down as a no, and instead it is being propped up and accepted right now as a yes. So.
Meanwhile, over on the NBA side, we got two games we got the game 2 over the weekend, Friday night. Although I don't understand why they didn't play Saturday, Sunday, whatever. We can get to that.
Travel days, I think.
I know why.
Well, Saturday, they were never going to play Saturday. But
baseball players get on a plane and play a baseball game the next day. It's not weird. They can play basketball games every other day if they're home.
It's the same reason the hockey is taking the extra 2 days.
Too many days. That's a small thing. That's just like a complaint is in. I think you lose momentum in sports sometimes by taking too many off days, but whatever. And no one in the regular world, they're going to be like, they're just going to think they're soft. Oh, I can't. Oh, you have to get on a plane and go to my job. People are always going to do that. But so the Knicks are up 2-0. And I got to say, the sentence that other people are also, I think we pointed this out after game 1. It's exactly how it feels. Right now, this series seems to me to be defined by what Wemby did to Chet, Cat is now doing to Wemby. He looks uncomfortable. He looks out of his game, out of sorts. Cat seems to have put him in a place where he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing regularly on the court with confidence
Up until
anymore.
The second half in game 2, yes.
Yeah, second half of game 2, he played a little bit better in that run, no doubt.
He was great.
Wemby scored 22 of his 29 in the second half. Felt like
Cat had 4 points in the second half.
They might have found something. If you're a Spurs fan trying to find some hope of how you get out of a 2-0
lost
hole,
the game though.
Yeah, if you're trying to find any hope,
unfortunately.
if you're trying to find hope, it would be that Wemby maybe found something. Can they get Cat in some foul trouble tonight? But it's going to be a ridiculous environment, as we've talked about at Madison Square Garden, having the finals return there. And you guys are probably seeing all the headlines this week, and fans are going to have to get there hours and hours early. It's going to be very interesting just to see the atmosphere tonight. But I think the other part, other than the obvious, which you're right, Victor Wembanyama and Karl-Anthony Towns, the two biggest factors in the series, and Karl-Anthony Towns now suddenly has very good odds to be the MVP. We just last week we said he was like 25-1.
Yeah,
he's plus 180 to be. That's how awesome he's been. I don't know if that'll keep up. Jalen Brunson still is the favorite.
The points will still.
But the other part is the bench for the Knicks has been phenomenal. They got like 6 or 7 guys out there that might as well be starters for them. And the supporting cast for the Spurs has also not stepped up enough.
I mean, it's the same thing kind of that happened in the OKC Thunder series, where the bench wasn't. The bench for Oklahoma City was much more productive, whether it was Caruso, whether it was Cason Wallace, and the same sort of deal kind of here, where you get Landry Shamet coming in and hitting big shots. Obviously, he's a starter, but Mikal Bridges was great in that game too, and it feels like they have guys that they can go to. The Spurs have some guys they can go to as well, but Dylan Harper down the stretch didn't take any shots, and he was playing very well down the stretch. They don't have. It feels like they. And I think this is where Mike Brown should get way more praise. I know that Cat has done a lot of great things, but Mike Brown is out-coaching Mitch Johnson, particularly down the stretch in these games, where Mitch Johnson, I know that Wemby committed the turnover that lost him the game, but as a coach, called the timeout, tell your guys to slow down, and said he was trying to get him to speed up, and it just seemed like a lost situation where some people said it's the age being shown or the lack of experience, whatever the case is, but it feels like Mike Brown is pulling off a great coaching job, as well as it is Cat's playing well and the supporting cast is knocking their shots down.
It's so funny still to look back at that. We mocked them. And I genuinely think fairly so. They fired their coach, a guy who had gotten them further than they've been in a really long time. Yeah, and then tried to hire like 10 people. They just started like blowing up people's phone like, hey, will you fire your coach so we can have him? and then just like settled for Mike Brown is how it looked on the outside. And he's got him all the way up 2-0 in the finals.
Yeah, and the other part is just
crazy.
We did mention the inexperience and how that would stack up, mainly as Drew said in the Thunder series, but it seems like it's showing up far more in this particular series. How do they handle the atmosphere tonight? It's a must-win game. Clearly,
Well,
we all know the numbers and you don't come back from 3-0 in a finals. It never happened. So this is it tonight. I know that they can't clinch tonight, but this is it. The Spurs have to find a way to pull one out of their you-know-what tonight. Otherwise, this thing is over. A lot of people think it's already over, but at least you get to 2-1. You can talk yourself into this thing getting back to San Antonio and see if you can't have some magic if Wemby goes off. But this is what Charles Barkley even said about what he's seen from Victor Wembanyama in this series.
Charles Barkley, I know you're raring to talk. What's on your mind?
Wemby's in shock right now. It's probably been a long time since he got his ass kicked like this. I remember when I got in high school, there was a guy named Lewis Jackson.
Oh, yeah, that Lewis Jackson?
And I remember the first time that I was like, when you're a great player, very rarely you just get your ass kicked. Lewis Jackson did it to me in high school. Leonard Mitchell did it to me in college at LSU. Wemby's spinning. You see he's throwing the ball all over the place. It's a shock to his system. He's too young to understand. Like, I got over it. But right now, he's turning the ball over. He is so flustered right now. And listen, we can say what we want to. He's 22. He's going to own the league soon. But right now, he's being owned. Big Cat is just taking his ass to the woodshed, plain and simple.
That's been the difference in the series. Karl-Anthony Towns. There's a reason why, if the finals ended tonight, Cat would be the MVP. The reason why he's not the favorite is because we still got multiple games to go, and Brunson could go and drop 35 tonight or something. Brunson's been terrible from the field. He's been clutch.
Jalen Brunson has not been. Jalen Brunson has not been good.
7 of 20, 7 of 25 from the field. He has not been good.
And they've defended. So those comments were at halftime. That was not after the game. That was at halftime of that game. Wemby came out, scores the 22, 4 rebounds, was better on the floor. Cat did essentially nothing outside of get 6 rebounds. He didn't do anything from the field. And it feels like, and Legs brought it up in the broadcast, and I even was talking about it with some of my buddies, because Mikal Bridges and OG in game 1 and Shamet and Deuce McBride all were shooting so well, them doubling Brunson off the pick and rolls was providing extra open opportunities for them to make shots. Mikal Bridges cannot create his shot. They stopped doubling Jalen Brunson, and Mikal Bridges went quiet from the field after that. Cat couldn't do anything. They guarded straight up, and if Jalen Brunson makes great shots, which he did down the stretch, then you make those plays. But as soon as they stopped doubling Brunson, I don't know if they found something there, but it feels like to me, if they're going to win the series now, it's let Jalen Brunson get his and prohibit everybody else from helping. And if Jalen Brunson scores 40, you're content because you know that you're limiting the rest of everybody else. If the way that things have gone, these games are very close. The Knicks have done better at the little things, whether it's the offensive rebounds, making free throws. The Spurs missed 8 free throws in game 2. That is one of the differences in the game. They've been getting beat on the offensive glass throughout the series, just like the Thunder series. Also is a difference of the game. If Wemby doesn't commit that turnover, or honestly, if he just hits the mid-range jumper over Mitchell Robinson, then this series is totally different. So as much as it is, Wemby hasn't been playing good. He's averaging 27 and 10 and 4 blocks a game in the series. That goes to show you how good of a player he is, because we don't think he's played up to his potential outside of one half. So it'll be really interesting here over the course of the game tonight to see what adjustments are made and if Dylan Harper is able to be more effective. De'Aaron Fox played really well, but at times he has also struggled. So this series has been fascinating. It's come down to the little things, it feels like, and the Knicks have done better at all of those things so far in the series.
Being down 0-2 and having Jalen Brunson shoot 20% from the floor, that's bad news.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that is really bad news.
The only thing tonight, if you tell me the Spurs win tonight, somehow they get Karl-Anthony Towns in foul trouble, and they haven't been able to do that yet. So we'll see. Tonight at Madison Square Garden should be a ridiculous atmosphere. Again, tickets were...
It's going to take 2 hours to get in, though, from reports.
Yeah,
well, take a minute to get in the building.
Yeah, I think it's well known by now. I mean, the president's going to be there tonight, and so security measures, of course, are enhanced. And yeah, they were saying that basically, if you're not in line by a certain point in time, you're not getting in by tip off. It's just going to take too long for people to get into the arena. All right, up next, let's get back into the Royals. There was a report that a team at least is calling on Chris Bubic. We'll tell you what the Royals reportedly said back. How should they proceed with Bubic moving forward? Plus, the random question of the day.
This is Cody and Gold on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey DQ fans, nothing could make Father's Day more memorable than a DQ cake. Treat Dad, aka Pops, Poppy, or Papa, to one of our delicious fudge and crunch cakes. Or get a cake in one of our other Blizzard treat flavors like Oreo cookie. Customize your DQ cake with a message that celebrates the big guy and all the wonderful things he does. Trust us, it's a lot more fun than a pair of socks or another wacky tie. Only at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Wow your dad this Father's Day. Gift him perfectly aged, oh-so-tender steaks and hand-selected gift packages from Omaha Steaks. Get USDA certified tender steaks at your local Omaha Steaks store at the Fountains in Overland Park. Or go to omahasteaks.com for fast delivery.
I can't raise my arms, I can't climb stairs, and I can't kneel down, which means I can't play with the kids, golf with the guys, or get through a workday without exhausting pain. Hey, it's Bob Fesco, and I'm here to celebrate what you can do. That's exactly what QC Kinetics patients are doing. Not bracing for that next jolt of pain. It's gone. They've moved on, back to living their lives. You've heard me talk about the team at QC Kinetics, and so many of you have already been through their game-changing regenerative treatments, and it's all done right in the office. No missing work, no surgery, no long recovery. The inflammation calms down and the pain backs off. So go find out what you can do. It's a good life out there, folks. Go live it to the fullest. Let's get rid of that pain starting right now. The consultation is totally free. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Gomer's voted Casey's #1 liquor store, family owned and operated since 1969. With excellent price, selection, and service, Gomer's has helped customers find the perfect libation for any occasion for over 50 years.
When it's time to find the good stuff you're looking for, you find it at Gomer's.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond, because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
This report is brought to you by CM Mosen Son, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. CMMosenSon.com.
Dispatch, this is Mindy at CM Mosen Son.
Coming to terms with a dying AC unit is tough. If you need to replace your AC, visit cmmosenson.com to schedule your free estimate. CM Mosen Son. License 202919. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road.
We'll get to the random question of the day here in about 10 minutes or so. It's Cody and Gold, Alex Gold with you. Cody Tapp, if you're watching on video, sitting across from me. Drew Nixon producing the show. Video stream up and running on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Facebook. Of course, the J Southland Tow Service text line always open, 913-586-7965. Just a score update, if you keep an eye at all. Super Regionals in Lawrence, Kansas has to win Game 2. It was suspended last night due to lightning. They picked it back up around noon today in the third inning with the Jayhawks down 8-1. It's now the top of the fifth. The Sooners still up 8-1. I was telling you the one weird thing with college baseball compared to the MLB. You know, MLB, if there's a rain delay, even let alone a suspension, if that starting pitcher pitch, like he's done for the day.
They don't pitch for another 5 days.
Nope, the Oklahoma pitcher that pitched last night to start is still pitching now. That would just never happen in Major League Baseball. It's so funny.
Reckless to someone's arm, I guess, or maybe not, because,
Or are they too protective at the big league level about that? Because
it's also the last game, it could be.
Could be. Yeah, but it's just so different. I mean, if you're a starting pitcher in baseball, the big league level, and you pitch 3 innings and there's an hour rain delay, most of the time you're done for the day, let alone 12 hours later or whatever it is, Just
no scoring at the moment. We'll talk more about what took place.
No, they're still in big trouble.
Alex trying to get in trouble in the student section last night.
I wasn't. They tried to. They were about to make me throw away my drink. Is what happened. But anyway,
you're trying to break the rules, man.
I was not in the student section though. That was the whole thing. We'll get to the story.
Rules. There are rules.
I was not in the student section. They thought I was, but I wasn't.
Let's talk about the Royals. Scheduled tomorrow, Chris Bubich is scheduled to have a rehab start in Omaha. There's a report from Bob Nightingale and CBS Sports and all this other stuff talking about, hey, one of the players, a team has already called the Royals on, is Chris Bubich, saying, hey, we'll take him. We're interested. Lefty, starter, we don't even care if he's hurt. We've seen enough. Now, look, do I think that that's probably coming on the low ball end of it? Yeah, I kind of do. There's a part of me that thinks, Gold, that is an offer of trading for a guy while he's on the injured list, before he's even available, probably says it. But the response of the Royals don't feel like they need to sell yet or don't want to sell yet doesn't imply that they're not willing to trade Chris Bubich, but that they still, in their deepest part of their heart, believe they don't need to be. And I'll say right now, you got to be playing both sides. Even if you think this team can put it back together, they won back-to-back series. Even if you're thinking, hey, you know what? No, we're getting ready to catch fire, and all these little injuries that all just happened over the weekend, they're going to go away, and we're going to blink our eyes, and Cole Reagans and Bubich and Gags will be fine, and Bobby's knee won't hurt, and all that other stuff, right? And I don't think they're overly worried about those, but they're all fine, and they're getting ready to run. I still think you have to do what some teams do in these situations sometimes, which is play both sides. I watched the Guardians make the postseason once, even after trading away good players. I think in this case, because Chris Bubich is on an expiring contract, he was never meant to be a long-term Royal. And especially because you have other people who are available and pitching well, this feels like a good opportunity that if the price is right, I'm not saying just sell to sell, but if the price is right on a guy like Bubich, that's the exact type of player you should be willing to do it on.
Yeah, I think for them, one, and based on everything they've said publicly, at least, and we'll have JJ Piccolo on the show tomorrow,
We will.
and we'll ask him about just how they, as an organization, approach, eventually the trade deadline. They're clearly still operating as if they can turn this thing around. And look, as I said earlier, you can roll your eyes at that or whatever, but it's very clear that that's their mindset right now. I think the argument for not trading Bubic right now, Cody, would be that you think you get him back from the rehab assignment, he comes up, and even if the team isn't still turning it around, does he give you 4 starts before the deadline or more? That'd be more than 4 starts before the deadline and prove he's healthy and pitch
look
well.
really good
and all of a sudden,
and
there's far more suitors than just the reported A's that called, and maybe you get more value. Look, his contract expires at the end of this year. Unless this team would have been in first place all year and cruising, to me, he's someone you need to trade this year anyway. Based off, unless you were definitively a real contender,
they would have
needed
been first place in the division for me.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't need to be
Seriously.
cruising to an AL Central title for me to be like, no, don't trade anybody. Like, no, you need to be a
He's going to
buyer.
get such a big qualifying offer that maybe you could.
But he's going to walk out the door. It would be a massive mistake not to trade. I'm not with you though. They don't need to trade him on June 8th. I'm fine with that. That to me, the market,
Just
the
don't make it
teams,
seem like you're not open for business, I guess.
yeah, I think right now
you should be.
The teams that might be calling on him, there's not enough competition to create more of an interest in value for him. One, have him pitch, but also other teams will know if they're in it more than others as we get closer that might be willing to pull the trigger on a trade. So I'm okay that they're not rushing out to trade Chris Bubic, but he's someone that needs to get traded this year.
Yeah, it's like agreed in the sense that I think that you're probably buying low if you're trying to trade for him right now. But the Royals have plenty of players that will be of interest to teams. And I'm not, and again, you don't have to seem desperate. Publicly, you probably do say what JJ said, which is, oh, no. We still think this team can come together. Their problem is you and I both don't think they should be wholesale sellers either. I think that'd be a really bad decision. I do. Because this is a team with the talent that they have that I want them trying to win again next year. I want them trying to win the year after that. I don't want this team letting go of so many players that you have to really work hard to try to be a winner next year. I don't think all of their problems are just, oops, shucks, everybody didn't play good. But there is some of that, like, extraordinary on the low end. You and I had said going into the season to win the division, they'd need a couple of guys to outperform their normal level. They got, like, maybe a guy playing above their level and, like, 7 playing below. Like, it went the other way, Gold, in a hard left turn. Ursek's playing way below his normal level. Estevez playing way below. Vinny, Salvi.
Estevez can't even play.
No. That's...
I got you.
But, like, all of those guys are so far behind their norm, just like a league average season. Not playing above or below your ability. Just at your ability. The few guys who are playing above are maybe Jack, but maybe not because he was a number 1 overall prospect, so not exactly crazy that he'd be playing at least a pretty good level. Maybe not all-star level, but pretty good. Other than that, I mean, who is it? Stephen Kolek? Is that it?
Yes.
And so, like, all right, nice job, Kolek. And now Noah Cameron. But Noah Cameron, if he puts together the rest of his season the way this has been going, Noah Cameron will start entering the category of you and I can start believing more that this is closer to what he is. Because we expected some regression. Fair, normal.
Yes.
He had almost way too good of a year last year. But if he gets it back together and he resolves whatever ailed him in the first part, and he pitches anywhere close to the level he's been pitching for the last 6 to 8 starts, well, then, Gold, he's much closer to just being that. And we don't have to go into next year being like, well, we're going to get regression out of Noah Cameron. No, I'll know kind of what Noah Cameron is. I'll have a good sense of
now
like, where his ability
the
is.
way it's setting up, depending on how they approach the deadline. I mean, Cole Reagans is a massive question mark for the rest of his time in Kansas City, however long that is, just based on the inability to stay healthy. What you do with Waka and Lugo later this year, I think in large part, not only will be dictated by team performance, but what do you see from Noah Cameron and Stephen Kolek that gives you confidence that you actually have a functional or a truly functional and effective rotation in 2027, as we've said over and over. If you're going to move on from Waka, then you better feel great about A, Cole Reagan's health, but B, where Kolek is at for 27, where Noah Cameron is at for 27. Because as you and I have said about competing in 2027, if this regime is staying the same, it means they are going for it still in 27. So you got to have a rotation capable, unless you think they're going to be back in the free agent pool for another veteran pitcher. And it's been a couple years since they were there.
No, and it has. And so they're going to have to decide that for themselves. And again, the trade deadline's almost 2 full months away, right? I mean, it's a length of time. I'm not trying to pretend like it's not way down the road and they don't have to feel pressured. It's like the balance of the trap of, when do you say a year got away from you? And you and I agreed. In April, it's crazy to feel that way, or in May in a lot of ways. But like we got like halfway through May, it's like, ooh, it's starting to feel like it's going to get away from you. And then we got to June 1st, and
I don't
it's still way under 500.
Yeah, I don't expect them to. I would love to be wrong. I don't expect them to turn this thing around, no. But I also don't think they need to trade everybody away right this second either. There's time for that to develop, and the market might get better for them. If we're talking about Chris Bubich, there's a chance that more teams are interested in him. So I actually don't think they need to trade him this early on in the season.
No, I don't. But I guess unless the price is right, in which case, sure, fine. You know, like, and that's always the issue. You're right in the sense that,
and it needs to be for position players primarily. They, as we've talked about with the minor league system, they just don't have. They have pitching that are 2+ years away. They have nothing positionally for quite some time.
No, they got all the young pitching they want that's a couple years away. I guess Hammond has been pretty good this year. I think he's like one of the guys that people are saying might flirt as a top 100 guy. But I mean, it's like one guy, and he's an A-ball too. Gold. I don't want to, I don't want to make
those
it
are
seem
2028, 2029 guys.
Yeah, and he's played 52 games in A-ball. I don't want to make it seem like
out of their top 7
the
top 7 prospects in their organization, all of them are in A-ball or rookie ball.
I know, it's crazy.
And
Justin Lampkin might be the closest, and he's in AA.
Yeah, and then, one of the guys that's in AAA is hurt. So,
and this hasn't been updated. If you're in the MLB one, they don't update it until later in the season.
Yeah, I guess there's a few guys that are in AA now, but still, either way, it's the same point. I mean, they got a bunch of 19, 18, 19-year-old, even a 17-year-old that are in their top 5 prospects on some of these sites.
Because when they go and reorder this thing, and this is what's so hard about prospect watching and why nobody enjoys it from a long-term perspective is, Sean Gamble's had an awful start. By the time they rework the system, he will not be a top 10 prospect for the Royals. But Lampkin will be, and Hammond, who already is, will stay there. And then, but it's not a very deep system. So trades are a good thing, especially top end trades for guys that are near major league ready. Scary, and you have to get it right, but at the same time, we'll be there. So we'll do that. We keep an eye on, by the way, I think Alex is trying to keep an eye on the Kansas game as well. They're in the middle trying to erase a
bottom of
run deficit.
5th, still 8-1. There's been no scoring since they resumed the game. Yeah.
So still not getting much done against that Oklahoma starter, huh?
He's been pulled from the game, though. They just pulled him.
What a miserable game yesterday's was as a fan. You go out there, an hour and a half long, 2.5 hour long rain delay.
2.5 hour delay to start the game.
You watch them get down 8-1 and then they bag it for the day?
I watched 2 1/3 inning, I guess, technically. But yeah, 3 innings. And then the lightning delay hit, and it was 8-1, and it was time to leave. Yeah, it sucked. I just been a disappointing weekend. It's been an unbelievable year for them, and barring a miracle here, it's over. But they looked like the moment did seem a little big for them. Big. Also, give Oklahoma a ton of credit. They, as much as the Kansas bats have been hot, Oklahoma maybe hotter bats, and their starting pitching was phenomenal. KU's pitching was never a massive strength for them,
but they could hit.
But they could hit, and neither have been working this series, and it's just become a big problem, and they're in danger of having their season come to an end here in a couple innings unless they pull off something.
Did they let you keep your drink at the game?
Yes. Okay. So here's what happened. On Saturday, so I had tickets Saturday, Sunday. Today, if they would get to a game 3, I would go back out there. But my seats were right on the edge of the student section and where the OU section was.
Yeah.
So because of what happened last week against Arkansas,
someone chucked some beers. Yeah.
They created like a couple rows and seats of buffer. So there was basically 3 or 4 seats to my left that were just empty on Saturday. Then me, and then the OU section. Okay. So I was like, and then the student section was the aisle to my left. And that was Saturday, no problems whatsoever. Everything was good. It seemed to work, but the energy level wasn't as great in the ballpark. Now, some of it was the team got their butts kicked. Yeah. So then yesterday, for whatever, they got rid of the buffer zone, so the students were right there. Basically, I was in the middle of the edge of the student section, and then the OU fans. And I thought, for the most part, it was the normal trash talk, and I didn't think anybody crossed a line. I didn't witness personally anybody get kicked out last night, so to me, it was fine. But was funny because when I showed up, I came and I had a drink in my hand. And because of what happened last week, in the student section, even if you're of age, you're not allowed to have a drink up there. You have to go down to the concourse or whatever. So I walk in and I sit down in an actual seat, which is not the student section, but it looked like I'm in the student section. And I had two students like warn me, like, "Hey, you can't. They're going to kick you out. You can't have your drink." And I'm like, I go, "This is not the student section." They're like, they didn't understand that. I was like, I have an actual seat.
I am not a student.
And then like
at the University of Kansas.
And nobody was like, it got one of the security guards came by and was like, "Hey, you can't have that up here. You're gonna have to go." I go, "I'm not a student." I go, "And here's my actual ticket." And they're like, okay, all right. I go, "I'm old. I graduated 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago, 13 years ago." So
I don't think
it
you
was
look
just
young
like,
enough to be in college.
that's what I thought.
I don't mean this as
no,
an
I
insult.
agree.
But
I agree. Although now
I've seen a 22-year-old, and you don't look like a 22-year-old anymore.
I agree, Cody. I'll take it, I guess. But I think they were confused because the buffer seats were gone, and so my area blended right into the student section. Because if you look where I was sitting, it does look like I'm standing in the middle of the student section.
Well, that was just confusing.
It was fun until it wasn't fun last night. Very quickly.
Well, yeah. You better hope Kansas still got a.
I don't know.
Come back in mind, and then you can get out to the game.
Down 8-1. They need 7 runs. They have 3 hits in the entire game. So
not great.
I'm not counting on it, but I would love nothing more for this thing to get interesting in the next couple innings.
We'll see if they can make it happen for you.
Yeah.
Random question.
For you, Gold. For you, Drew. Text line 913-586-7965. Of course, over on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. We live stream the show every day. I interact with you over on YouTube and Twitch. Like and subscribe. Pop to the top of your feed so you don't miss any part of the show. This is a would you rather style question of entertainment options available to you in the wide world of life. Would you rather watch one of these two new things that are coming your way in the entertainment industry? One is tonight. There's an alt cast starring Pat McAfee. I thought you don't have enough Pat McAfee in your life. How about a little dose more?
He's never
for
anywhere.
NBA Game 3. So would you rather watch a alt cast of Pat McAfee broadcasting for the NBA Finals Game 3 or a live action series with a live action dog on Netflix for Scooby-Doo?
This is Drew's dream.
Does he want to watch a live action one? He watches cartoons.
He's the Scooby-Doo guy. No, I would choose the NBA Finals altcast as much as I have no interest in that. I don't need to watch a live action Scooby-Doo. I'm good.
No?
Yeah, I'm good.
It feels like you got to make the dog cartoon in that way. Like the old shows, I guess. I don't know. So you'd rather...
I would choose, believe it or not.
You choose the altcast?
I guess.
And you hate altcasts.
I do, usually, yep.
I don't think I can watch one more thing with Pat McAfee on it.
Oversaturated now.
If they just said, hey, man, you got to watch one season of Scooby-Doo, okay. Well, fine. I'll watch a season of Scooby-Doo. At least it'd be different. At least it would be different. I mean, there's obviously been plenty of Scooby-Doos. It just looks like a lab puppy. That's the thing that's confusing to me.
How are you going to make this work?
Scooby-Doo is a massive character. I know he doesn't talk, but he's a massive character in the show. How the hell are you planning on doing this with just like a dog?
Oh, I'm seeing this now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's the right breed of dog, but...
you got to complain about the cartoon versus the real life. Well, there's no dog.
I mean, he's a Great Dane in the cartoon, but it does look more like a lab.
But this is Origins. He's like a puppy, I think.
Yeah, which I don't know how the dog will develop, but... over the course of the series.
Do you think they'll use a different dog as it ages, or just let this dog age naturally, like the Stranger Things kids?
I mean, I think they should have just had a Great Dane. Period. Like he's a Great Dane, so he's a Great Dane.
Someone says, "What about a Scooby-Doo altcast where all of a sudden they're talking about the NBA?" Now we're talking.
Just like I said to a Nickelodeon.
Now we're talking
with the SpongeBob broadcast. Someone says neither. Lance says you watch a Monday Night Raw instead. It's not Scooby. It's not out today. Scooby-Doo's not out till next year.
It's in 2027.
You can still watch both technically. But Cody's just making us choose. But
yeah, I'm making you choose. It's original
live action.
Origins.
It's not a one night only live action Scooby-Doo.
It's a series.
One night only Scooby-Doo live action.
I'd like series for that. Do I need a whole series for Scooby-Doo?
Oh, a bunch of different episodes where they go and they solve the crime.
What's the last thing?
Yes, that is the plot. Come on. Is the plot.
What's the last thing that surprised you where you're like, you didn't think you were going to like it at all, and then you started it or watched it, or because I haven't watched it, but we joked about it last week. My kids want to go see the Sheep Detective movie. I saw the trailer for it. I thought this looks like the worst movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
There's no one who would ever want to see this. It has gotten, and I haven't gone to go see it yet, in fairness, it has gotten incredible reviews.
Okay.
And I'm like, but it looks so bad. How could it be good?
Yeah.
I remember specifically, I don't have the most recent. I remember specifically thinking the show Lost looked really dumb. My brother started watching. I'm like, what the hell is this? There's just like a smoke monster, and they're in the middle of an island. Don't they run out of things to do on this island? I thought that show looks stupid. And then I started watching. I'm like, no, I like this show. Damn it. I thought I was ahead of the curve. And no, I very much enjoyed it as a show.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to like Severance, like when everybody's telling me, oh, you got to watch it. And I ended up loving it. And I know it's still going on.
So you were like, I don't get it.
Yeah, Severance would be the one.
That's a good answer. Ben Stiller recently showing up a lot more. People were impressed by how jacked he is.
Yep. I would say, other than that, I don't know if there were. What's the movie everybody's talking about right now is Obsession, the horror movie or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one Wimby took his teammates to go watch.
But I guess everybody says it's great. It's not usually the kind of movie I want to see, but I don't know. Maybe I have to.
There's just so much more in the horror genre. I just see more of it now because like the thriller genre has grown like exponentially. So like Sinners, right? That's technically in that like thriller category.
See,
I thought it was great.
I usually am more on the thriller than the horror movie, so I don't know if I'm going to like this at all. But.
You might be worth a shot. Do you remember something surprising you? I guess also you're going to watch this Scooby-Doo thing.
Yeah, I think I'll watch it.
Of course he's going to watch.
I don't know. Normally, I don't watch anything that I think is not going to be that good, I guess, if that makes sense. Like I'm not a big enough of a movie or show person where, you know what, it's all the craze. I'm going to tune into it because it's all the craze. I don't think it's going to be good, but I don't fall into that lane. So normally not. There are some things that I thought would be really good that haven't been that great, but I mean, I think we've all been in that category.
Which one's that? It sounded like you had a specific example of something you're like, oh, that stunk.
I don't know.
I told you it was Marty Supreme. That movie stunk. I'm mad at all of you for telling me to go see it.
I have not seen Marty Supreme, so I wouldn't know.
And then I warned the two of you and Spec. Oh, I was going to see that movie. I had that on like my watch list. And then he came in a couple days later. I was like, you're right, it did stink. I'm like, I tried to tell you. I don't know why you wasted 2.5 hours of your life.
Gave him the warning shots.
I had already wasted 2.5 hours of mine. You didn't have to do this.
That movie might have been
Never
the best.
see it, Alex. Just do me a favor. Never watch that movie.
Would you say for how bad the movie was that it might have been the best marketing job?
Yeah.
For any movie in history?
Chalamet starting to climb up the McAfee category.
Timothy Chalamet was...
I'm borderline starting to not want to see anything he's in.
Really?
If he's in something, I'm not interested. Like, I got enough Chalamet in my life. It's fine. It's like, he's got a new movie coming out. I'm good. I'll just catch one with a different person. It's like, it's starting to climb up that list. It's not even like his... It's not even like his... he's a bad actor. It's just... The movie was bad.
Okay.
The movie had no plot.
I don't know if it was because you thought it was like part of the Kardashian curse sort of thing where he's involved in that entire family.
They'll be courtside tonight, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Chalamet.
He was there in the games in San Antonio.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Him sitting next to Ben Stiller and Tina Fey and Tracy Morgan and Spike Lee. You know, they got the whole row ready.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Tina Fey will be there again. I think she was there because of Tracy Morgan. I don't think she'll be sitting in that seat again.
Who knows?
I have no idea. You're gonna have Fat Joe.
She talked about it on New Heights that she got invited by. Tracy Morgan.
They're auctioning off the seats that Kelsey and Swift sat in courtside.
Like the physical seat.
That's doing too much.
Is it for charity at least?
I hope.
I
would think so.
Because if it's just for Dolan to make a buck.
Hold on, I'm sure it's.
No, it's not. No, because they didn't go to the game. It was the Cavs. It's the Cavs game.
It was the Cavs game.
It was the Game 6 or whatever.
It was the Cavs Knicks series.
Because that's the only lost thing in like the Knicks are an easy team to root for, but then I feel dirty wanting anything good to happen for Dolan, who's Gold has pointed out a genuinely awful owner.
It doesn't say if it's for charity or not.
I don't think it is. As far as I've
Eastern Conference Finals Game 3 courtside chair sat in by Taylor Swift. Well, it doesn't say Taylor Swift, but they don't put her name in it. But everybody, 14-time Grammy Award winner. $6,000 is the current bid right now, with 6 days to go.
But it doesn't say proceeds go to some charity.
No, this is this looks like it's going. This makes it seem like it's going to the team.
It's not Gilbert anymore, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it still him?
Yeah.
I thought maybe he sold the team. He sucks too.
It's going to go towards their next free agent. You know, it's going to go towards
LeBron. They got to get LeBron back. His final year.
Maybe, yeah. We'll see.
I will say the Knicks winning it will feel a lot of how I felt like when Gilbert got the title when LeBron came back. As an owner, he doesn't deserve it in any way. Dolan doesn't. Neither does
think
Gilbert.
Dan Gilbert's better than James Dolan, though. I
think you're forgetting how bad of an owner Gilbert was for a really
Gilbert was
Charles
offended
Oakley
because
got lucky.
Gilbert was offended because LeBron left. Is all that Dan Gilbert is.
Oakley is not even allowed at MSG still.
Yeah, Charles Oakley is still not allowed for his.
Saw there was Adam Silver
shenanigans.
and Michael Jordan were trying to basically reconcile the relationship between Dolan and Oakley, and they were unable to. Like, they were trying to get it done so he could go to one of these games and make it a cool moment. And
why not?
They couldn't.
And
get it
still
figured.
nothing.
And on both sides, I think now it's like it's Dolan that started it, but also like I both are, the relationship is so fractured that Michael Jordan and Adam Silver couldn't make it happen.
It's as good of a bet as you would. That's as good of a bet as you would think you'd have to solving that.
All right, up next, guys, we get to the 1 o'clock hour here on Cody and Gold. It is World Cup week. Let's talk about some of the storylines. Where's the excitement at? And one of the storylines in particular I thought was kind of funny. We'll get to that next.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Cole Reagans, and you're listening to Cody and Gold. Weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Stop feeling bad. Stop not feeling like yourself. Again, I keep telling you, 1 in men over 40 have low testosterone. It's fine. I'm over 40. It's common, it's normal, and you can get back to feeling like yourself because Low T Center can help you get your testosterone levels back. That's because at Low T Center, they tailor their TRT to every single individual person, making sure that it's kind of where it needs to be, because it's not one size fits all. It's customized TRT so that you can feel like yourself again. And if you've been on the fence, I guess, do I feel the same? Are these signs of normal things? Why not get checked out and find out for yourself with a free T-test over at Low T Center? You can find out whether or not this is just something that's been in your head or the low sex drive, the low motivation. These people that don't start feeling it themselves, maybe that is something that's actually tangibly changed inside your body. And so let the expert providers tailor that TRT plan to you over at Low T Center, because this month you can get a free T-test over there. You can find out for yourself, and they continue to work with most major insurance companies and can continue between telehealth or in-office appointments. They'll work around your schedule to make this as easy and as smooth of a process as imaginable. So head to fixmylowt.com and book your free testosterone test today. That's fixmylowt.com.
Is your garage door too loud and whining for help? Overhead Door Company of Kansas City will make it all better. They will perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City at 816-221-0072 or schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com.
As World Soccer hits the big stage, take the field with Fanatics Sportsbook. It's built for fans who want more from their bet. This summer, Fanatics Sportsbook is making every moment count with 10 100% profit boosts over the first 10 tournament days. That's 1 profit boost per game day. So every time the world's best hits the pitch, you've got a chance to double your winnings. And every goal, every save, every result means more. Plus, new customers get up to $1,000 in fan cash. That's $100 bet matched every day for your first 10 days. The world is ready. Are you? Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLING or 1-800-MY-RESET. CT, call 888-789-7777. MA, call 800-327-5050. NY, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
The Royals and the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation are teaming up with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City to recognize outstanding high school sports coaches through the Blue KC Coaches with Character program. From April to September, we'll recognize 6 coaches as a Blue KC Coach with Character. Each honoree will receive a VIP package that includes tickets to a Royals game and more. Be part of honoring our high school coaches whose service is making Kansas City a better place to live, work, and play. Just go to bluekc.com/nominate coaches with character to nominate today.
This summer, grab a Truly Hard Seltzer. Light, bubbly, fruity, and make your dreams come truly. Join us for our game day watch parties on June 12th, 19th, and 25th at Peanuts locations. Truly Hard Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of U.S. Soccer. Visit odyssey.com/965thefan for more info on watch parties. And visit trulyhardseltzer.com/locations to find Truly near you. Hard Seltzer Beverage Company, LLC, Boston, Massachusetts. Hard Seltzer, 5% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly. 21 plus only.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, it's Rob Brennan. We hope you're enjoying Beyond the Pitch KC, a podcast on how Kansas City landed the world's biggest sporting event. It's presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. New episodes released every Wednesday on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The 5th annual Cody and Gold Garage Sale is back Wednesday, June 10th, with all auction items benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
One o'clock hour here on Cody and Gold.
What?
Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, Drew Nixon. Not just the song choices today have
It's
been
like the World Cup theme-ish, yeah. From I Show Speeds, I think is the guy who...
Is that right?
Yeah.
The streamer?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see the...
Big soccer fan.
Who was the viral World Cup commercial from, or team video from? Was it...
Recently?
Yeah, it was so good, man.
From a team?
Oh, yeah.
Or from a country, I mean.
Now I got to look up which one it was. It got sent to me a couple of different times.
Okay.
It wasn't. It was one in particular I'm thinking of. It was like a...
Any of the countries that are here?
Slavic.
Oh.
No. Now I'm going to have to look it up. And
See, that sort of music, too, it feels like World Cup-ish. Like, if you, like, type in, like, world, like, the world category in Apple Music, you know, you can find, like, that sort of a vibe. It feels very World Cup-ish.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
You think so?
World Cup.
Bosnia. Did you guys see Bosnians?
No.
Drew, will you pull it up so we can play it here in a minute? Bosnia released a official World Cup song, and honestly, it's better than anything I've ever put together in this show. I've worked hard on some of those things. So
you really set the bar really high there.
Do you know who it's by?
Bosnia, the team.
No,
I don't know. The whole team's in the video. If you just look up,
they play Canada
from Bosnia.
Take Me to America.
Take Me to America.
Okay,
that's the one.
They
Do you have it?
They play Canada Friday.
I'm
then
pulling it up right now. Just give me a
Switzerland the next week, and then Qatar the following week.
It's safe to play. I don't think there's no bad words in it. It's a World Cup song. There's no way they're going to put a bunch of like curse words in it.
Real quick, by the way, it's now 10-1 Oklahoma. They've scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. So
that's all she
10-1 bottom of the 6th with nobody out and a runner on second. So it's getting even uglier for the Jayhawks here in the Super Regional. All right, you mentioned the World Cup. Let's talk about it because World Cup
have
week.
it ready.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, let's do that first.
Go ahead.
You should watch the videos like ska. I needed the beginning.
Oh, this is like the chorus.
Yeah, I need the beginning.
About all the teams are playing.
No, give me the beginning part. The beginning part's the best.
Hang on.
This part's fine too, but the beginning part's the best. I got no complaint about the chorus.
Okay, here's the beginning.
Gold needs to hear the beginning. He's ripping up a pack of cards.
I can no longer wait. Take me to United States. Take me to Golden Gate. I will assimilate.
Unbelievable.
So good, man. You gotta look it up.
That's fun.
The video's fun too.
These guys actually perform, as a matter of fact, by the way.
Where?
If it's this year, Slovenia.
Okay.
On June 26th.
I was hoping they were going to come here to do
Bosnia
a
and
World Cup show.
Herzegovina, July 3rd. They're in Spain, July 4th.
Real travel.
Back in Slovenia, the July 17th. Germany, July 25th. Yeah.
All right.
Good times. Anyway, let's talk World Cup.
It's here. It's here. I was driving back from Lawrence last night, and I saw there were the team bus had not arrived yet, but there were fans that were getting ready to meet the team in Lawrence. There were cars with Algerian flags flying outside the window, so they had their welcome yesterday. We know last week it was Argentina. We're still waiting for England and the Netherlands to make their way to Kansas City. They both are playing some friendlies. I believe England is in Miami today. And you're starting to sense that we are days away, and we are, from the World Cup. Mexico plays on Thursday in the opening match against South Africa. We got to wait till next week before we get a match here in Kansas City. I was just asking, like, where's your excitement level at? Because I know much of the stories over the last month have been more negative, right? It's been about the hotel mess. It's been about ticket prices being too high but now falling. It's been about FIFA and the water bottles, which they reverse course, by the way, and they are allowing you to have one refillable water bottle to bring in. They reverse course
because they realized it looked really bad.
So it's been a lot of negative stuff. But on a more positive end, where's your excitement at? Because there's been some fun stories that have come out since. You know, for example, I thought it was Argentina had a friendly soccer match on Saturday or Sunday down at Kyle Field in College Station where Texas A&M plays. They had 91,000 people for Argentina.
That's incredible.
And the funny part was Messi's walking into the stadium and Marcel Reed, who's the quarterback of Texas A&M, who's a very good quarterback, but you can't convince me there's any way Messi knows who the hell he is. And Marcel Reed hands him a Marcel Reed jersey to Messi, and Messi like gives him a fist bump and like, oh, thanks, man.
I'm not kidding. And there's no way that made a single bag.
Where's
that?
Owns. Yeah, as I say, where's that one? Right, he's swapped jerseys with so many athletes and celebrities before. Where Marcel Reed's got to be pretty low on the list.
Pretty lowest.
Well, I mean, I don't know where else he's been.
Like I mean, I cannot emphasize enough that there is almost no way he kept that jersey. So like you do that jersey swap, and then you know that it's just going to some trainer or the garbage. He might just be like, I don't care.
You don't think he's got a room somewhere with all of the jerseys
that he swapped with a player like with just a random quarterback?
Well, that one might stay in the box, but like he's got to have some. Like you don't think he's got a room somewhere framed up with all these jerseys?
I think he's too big to do that. And I could be wrong, because I've seen, I think for a fact, like Mahomes or Kelsey, I think it was maybe Kelsey. Like, I'm not saying those guys don't have it. You know, like I know plenty of people, like maybe Vinny had shown us that he'd had some like jerseys that maybe people had given him over the years. So like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Dude, he had no idea who that guy was. I mean, just straight up, no idea who that, he's just, who?
There's no way, yeah.
He knew even less than I know, and I barely know who that person is. As in, like, I've heard the name and understand they play football. The end. And so the idea that like Messi has even the slightest clue of who that is
91,000 people for that friendly.
Look, crazy. I'm excited. I understand they could still come with problems, as in like maybe it won't be the economic boon that some people were anticipating, and I'm not really sure how it'll impact the city. But I kind of refuse to be down on the idea that the world's largest sporting event, and this is not like up for debate, it is without question the world's single largest sporting event. It's going to be in Kansas City. Kansas City. We're not New York or LA, or we're not these markets that just expect to get those kinds of things. And so for it to be here, and there's still the possibility of Messi and Ronaldo playing in a quarterfinal match.
There's a chance.
In Arrowhead. And so like that idea is, I'm just excited to see what people say about like what the match experience is like. Because we've all been to enough big sporting events that we can, easily, any of us right now go, or Drew, if I said, hey, what are the 3 best sporting events you've been to? Or Gold, what are the 3 of the best sporting events you've been to? I'll be like, oh, okay, the 2014 AL wild card game. We know the ones in which the atmosphere was different. I am curious what a World Cup atmosphere is.
I don't know what to expect.
Because I don't know what to expect.
You're going to have plenty of fans from those countries, but also a good chunk of the crowd's going to be from the Kansas City or the region that doesn't have a true rooting interest, right? Like it's going to be fans that are just there to experience it. Might be soccer fans, might be individual fans of an individual player. Certainly the Argentina game's probably the exception. Argentina, Algeria, I mean, it's going to be ludicrous, right? You're going to have people that are wearing Messi jerseys, whether or not they have any allegiance to Argentina or not. They're just fans of Messi, right? So that's probably different. But like, when for example, even the one you're talking about, Austria, Algeria, what the hell is the crowd going to be like for that? That's going to just be a lot of people going to just check it out, right?
I would think that's the me crowd. Like, well, that's $200. I can afford that. Here's the number. Let's go. But I don't think it's going to be, it'll be loud because it'll be sold out. But I don't think it'll be raucous in the way we're used to, right? Like the way we're used to a Chiefs playoff game being. Gold, you and I've been to a Super Bowl or a World Series game. The AL wildcard game still to this day is probably genuinely will forever be maybe the best sporting event I've ever been to from a crowd atmosphere perspective. I hold it up to any of the incredible Chiefs games I've been to, even. It was the most deafening I felt like it was for me at any particular point. Although some of those I was there as a media member versus a fan or this, and it kind of changes my perception and my energy of it. And so I want to see if people are in the city. I want to know how busy FanFest gets. I want to know, I kind of want to just see how the city changes over the next few weeks. And because of the event anyway, I think the city has already changed in some way or will change because of this. It's too big of a sporting event, too big of a stage for this not to help the city, I guess, grow to the next era. I know it sounds big, but I mean, again, it's a massive sporting event. One of the biggest. Now, I think it's funny. I found it hilarious. The sheer number of videos and stories about European soccer players not used to it being hot, and that we just we rely on air conditioning too much, and like we're babies and we don't have these old buildings that don't have AC, and you guys just don't even understand it's not that hot. And then they came here and they're like, oh, and then they're all Ichiro talking about 2 rats in a wool sock, and everybody immediately knows, oh, it is oppressively humid in the Midwest and in the United States at time. And yeah, it's hot. They're complaining everywhere.
I think England will feel great here because they were just down in Miami. I mean, I know.
Are you sure? Heat index is like 100 all week here.
I know. I understand that, but Miami humid is a different ball game than Kansas City
I've
humid.
been in Miami in humid time. I don't.
Miami humidity is the real deal too.
I went down to Tampa last month, and it was noticeably different. And it was warmer in Kansas City than it was in Tampa.
Yeah, we haven't had the humidity yet this season yet, but we're about to get it, and it's going to be
it's different in Florida.
On Thursday. It's about to be 105 heat index, depending on if it rains or not.
Oh,
so
it's definitely going to be hot. It's way hotter anywhere in America than it is in England
for sure
this time of year, which is why they're like, wow, it's hot. Same thing with Norway. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that. The Norwegian players all just had their shirts out, or have their shirts off, just sitting down in chairs during the practices. Erling Haaland is just standing there shirtless, just with his arms wide open, letting the sun just
Drew would fit right in.
Every photo makes them look so miserable, like they've never felt this heat before. Like, what?
Because they haven't.
Well, good.
Is it going to impact gameplay? Does that help the U.S.?
Hopefully, it helps the U.S. Yeah. Hopefully it helps the U.S.
And we need all the help we
can.
I
know. We're going to get out of group play, and then we're screwed. But,
someone did say, how is soccer tournament bigger than the Olympics? So I'll give you some math behind it.
It is.
One, it's a bigger global audience. It has more in-person attendance. It has more views globally. So, like, just as
just is a bigger event.
thing that is watched and attended, it is more attended and more watched. So, like,
because think about all the events.
The Olympics includes the whole world.
Yeah, and think about all the events in the Olympics that people don't pay attention to.
Yeah,
like there's a couple main ones that
I've never watched archery. I don't know. I'm sure it's fine.
But no, the World Cup's the biggest event in the world. It just is.
I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, now that the week's actually here.
I've noticed it for like no other, like it's weird. Like nobody say you don't have to be some diehard soccer fan. I think we all recognize not everybody, soccer's not for everybody, but like this weird is like no other sport do people go out of the way to tell you how much they don't like it and it's not America's sport. Like it's very weird to me. Like nobody else like if I tell you I like, I don't know, tennis, I don't know. And if I tell you like tennis, nobody goes out of their way on the text line or on social media to tell you how much they don't like the sport.
That's because America's not as good at it.
With soccer, if we talk about soccer, we'll always get a few people that'll text and be like, soccer sucks. It's boring. I have no interest in it. Like going out of their way to tell us.
Baseball's the only other one that people like to do that with sometimes.
That's because the United States is not as good as anybody as everybody else is, and that's why. Because if the U.S. was better than everybody else, people would love soccer. And they would love to talk about it, and they would love to mock everybody else. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I don't expect everybody to love soccer. And we certainly don't claim to be the world's biggest soccer fans on the show. But but nobody goes out of their anti-soccer fan loves to tell you they're anti-soccer. It's weird to me. That's all.
They don't score enough goals. And I will say, from a total points perspective, it's a very low.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm going to Fan Fest a couple times. I'm going to at least one match. I'm excited to experience it because in our hometown, never going to see it here again. Might as well see what it's all about. And also, we'll talk about some of our experience on the show and everything. So
don't forget, you can join 96.5 The Fan on Friday, June 12th. That's this Friday, as C-Dot and Rob broadcast live from the Peanut in the Northland starting at 2. We'll be giving away coolers and other prizes for those in attendance. Then hang out and watch the U.S. play and kick off at 8 o'clock. Our watch parties this summer are presented by Truly, the official seltzer of U.S. Soccer, and by Security Bank of Kansas City. Boldly local since 1933. They'll be there. Gold and Drew will be there. I got a wedding I have to go to, so I'm going to miss that first U.S. match. But
Travis and Taylor's? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, what kind of accidental invite? Which person would Taylor Swift have to know named Cody Tapp and somehow got an email swapped would have to take place in order for that to happen? I was watching a video. Someone was talking about that. Like
they'd be exchanging their vows, and Cody would start talking and interrupt the whole entire ceremony. Is what would happen,
I would try to. If I accidentally if they got an email misplaced and somehow on accident, I would not tell a single soul in the show. I would not until after I got through it. I would be silent. I wouldn't even interact.
You would have to wait.
Drew wouldn't even interact with the
guest
at the wedding.
Nobody just accidentally gets invited to weddings, okay? Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Nobody just I accidentally got invited to a random wedding. That's not me.
I would say, like, in this hypothetical, it'd have to be like there happens to be another Cody Tapp who's like a tour manager.
Okay.
And, some email gets misplaced. I understand it's never going to happen. The point is that I would say nothing on this show.
Yeah.
Instead of
silent.
Instead of at Yahoo, they do at Gmail, and it goes to you, and it's like, hey, hold on a second.
Yeah, do you think Taylor Swift's wedding...
email, but it's
feels like they're going to be pretty tight on the email list.
What, do you think they're going email, or you think they're going, physical? You think they're going I think they're getting an actual card. Yeah, they're not doing evites. This is a physical RSVP. Yeah. Who knows?
Agreed.
What kind of
people on the text line, Cody, want to know what country you're pulling for in the World Cup. Since
the
you
US.
won't vote, since you
We're
won't
not
root
sure.
for the United States.
I think it's you know what, Drew? I think it's a fair question.
I don't think it's a fair question.
Given Cody's allegiances to other countries in the past, especially in sports, I think it's a fair question to make sure. Are you rooting for America during the World Cup?
Cody,
or not?
Yes, I'm not optimistic about it.
Cody, if you go to the Algeria-Austria match, you have to pick one of them, and that is your team to root for. You don't want.
They're not going anywhere.
They're both 24th and 28th in the world. I mean, that might be the best match that Arrowhead sees. Actually,
which one?
Algeria and Austria. I mean, they're like right next to each other.
It's like the U.S. is like 12th in the world, and we all know what that means as far as how good they are at men's soccer. Crap.
Yeah. I do think though that match, it's the last group stage match of the entire World Cup. I think so. It's by then. Things could be settled already, or there could be a lot up for grabs. But most likely things are settled.
The U.S. is 17th, by the way.
There you go.
It's just I think that's what's so crazy is the difference between being the 17th best in the world for world soccer and the difference between like the third best is a massive cavern for the U.S. to overcome. Maybe one day the men's team will be good and compete, and I think they'll get out of the group. Their group's pretty. Their group.
They better get out of the group.
FIFA helped them with that.
Their coach doesn't even want the job after he finishes
They
this
will
World
get
Cup.
out of group play, and then my guess is they lose. But it would be awesome if they went on a run. It'd be incredible the year that we're hosting.
In terms of the host nations, Mexico is the most likely, as they're ranked 14th.
Okay.
Somebody says
Canada's 30th.
From the 816, Cody would arguably be one of the top 10 worst people that could crash the wedding from KC. Top 10 worst? There are worse people than me to crash a wedding. I'm a perfectly fine wedding guest.
Well, people are also chiming in saying there's no way that you actually are supporting the U.S. Someone said you could join them supporting Mexico, Cody.
Are they supposed to be any good? What are their odds?
Drew just said out of the host country, between Canada, U.S., Mexico, they're most likely.
I would say just based on the world rankings, Mexico would be most likely because they're ranked higher than the US.
Okay, this is a true question because you know my feeling about college football rankings. Who the hell does rankings for soccer, and how
FIFA,
accurate
probably.
are they? Yeah, they're the FIFA rankings,
does,
but how are they accurate?
It's a big point system. It's kind of how they.
Okay.
It's kind of how they go.
Yeah,
about
like if
it.
you get an international win, you get a point, or you know what. But like also
Probably has something to do with how many players you have in the top leagues and all these other things.
That's what I was wondering.
Which is why the U.S.
It
I
also
think is
includes,
better because they have more players in international
in fairness,
leagues outside of MLS.
It also like makes up things like if they played on a field, who we think would win. So like it's not totally accurate. It's like if the U.S. and Mexico were on a pitch together, who would win? They like it. It's like anything else. It's probably, it might closely resemble is like the old college football system. It might as well just be that in some way.
We've seen some teams make some runs though in the World Cup.
Yeah, sure.
I ran it in the last one, I believe, if I remember correctly.
It's so funny how quickly you just kind of forget, right? Like how quickly you just forget.
Yeah, I know Argentina won the last one, but I don't remember who the other quarterfinal teams were.
I just had to look up who won
France,
the
I
last
think,
one
right?
because my kid I don't know why he's a Ronaldo fan, but he's a huge Ronaldo fan.
It was Morocco actually, not
Morocco.
Morocco made a crazy. They made the Final Four, I believe.
Okay. My kid, who's a gigantic
They
Ronaldo
catapulted
fan,
up the
asked me
world
if he'd
rankings.
ever won a World Cup. I said, no, Portugal's never won one. I had to look it up because I did not know that as a fact. And he's always telling me that Ronaldo's better than Messi. And I'm like, okay, sure. And
that's tough.
Well, what do I care? Well, he can think anyone's better than anyone else,
Did you get him a Ronaldo jersey? Is that what he wants now?
He wants a Ronaldo Lego. So we can build a little... Build a Ronaldo. He'd probably wear a jersey. But
Portuguese. I think you'd have to get him a Portuguese Ronaldo one.
So now I'm going to have somebody accuse my kid of not supporting the U.S.? I can't have this in my life. I just got to get him like his old European
I know plenty of people that have.
I'm not going to get him the Saudi jersey, but he can have the other one.
I know plenty of people that have
Juventus
Argentina Messi jerseys, and they're definitely not Argentina.
I have an Argentina Messi jersey. Messi jersey.
And I'm the one being accused? I don't own any Italy
that's
jerseys.
the point right there.
I'm not rooting for Argentina, but I'm a Messi fan, and I have the Argentinian jersey because players move around so much. If you're going to get a jersey of a player, if you're going to get a kit, then you need to probably get the national.
Like I
team
like
one is
Mbappe.
good.
I'm not buying a France Mbappe jersey. If I ever bought a Mbappe jersey, it'd be for one of the
Real?
teams that he changes teams so damn much. He was on PSG.
PSG.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah, you know what, Drew? You were wearing a Texas shirt. You got no loyalty.
For all I know,
It was Texas because they beat Oregon last night and went to the College World Series. Is that why you're rocking the Texas gear today?
By
By the way, Kansas
that
is
actually
now
is,
down 12-1.
That actually isn't the reason. I like burnt orange, and two, the softball team won the Women's College
They
World
did.
Series for back-to-back seasons.
Over
so-
Texas Tech, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's anti-Mahomes. Do you hear him?
I didn't say I was anti-Mahomes.
Cheering for Texas over Tech.
He just isn't as good as Joe
softball.
Burrow, but yeah.
No, did you hear that? You hear that?
I did hear that.
Can't even take it seriously because he doesn't even believe that, so it's okay.
I did
He said
see
it in a
yesterday.
way like he
guys,
didn't
I
believe
did see
it. Yeah, he
yesterday.
doesn't believe
I did
it.
watch yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw the Instagram story. I don't know if I
Whose Instagram story?
mine. I watched they had the 2020.
Were you jogging shirtless again?
No, they
or
had if people want to see that, I haven't posted anything in a while just because we're not posting much lately. Anyways, they had the 2021 AFC title game on, and I think I saw got to the point where it was tied. I wonder who wins. I wonder who won that game.
We remember.
I also remember the 3 rings that Mahomes has made.
I actually don't remember who won that game 2 weeks after that, though. Drew, can you help me? That Cincinnati game. Who won that? Who won that one 2 weeks
I believe that was Matthew Stafford that won.
Oh, yeah.
I believe Mahomes has 3 rings and Burrow has none. I do believe.
Oh, you guys are reliving the rings like I am that Bengals Super Bowl run.
You just brought it up.
No, I know. I'm not saying I didn't. I'm not saying I'm dodging the smoke. But yeah, there was one game that they were showing, and that happened to be the one.
Oh, nice. Man, I can't watch I don't watch.
Shout out to Jesse Bates and
this is not
Von
even like
Bell and company.
This is not a Chiefs thing. Or
Joe Mixon.
I don't like as many times as I've seen the wild card. I'll watch a highlight if it pops up on like. I don't think ever gone back to just watch like a vintage football game.
That's the first time in my.
It's like, I'm just not interested.
I saw it. I watched the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter in overtime because it was on, and there was nothing else on. I was like, you know what? I literally have never watched that playoff run because there's no need for me.
I've gone back and watched the Super Bowls before.
Really cool.
I've definitely gone back and watched the Chiefs, especially the Chiefs' first Super Bowl win against the Niners in Miami. I definitely went back in.
Did you?
And watched that? Yeah. Oh, I watched that numerous times, especially the mic'd up part of it. That was great. Those were because again at that time you didn't know if they were going to go back to that many or not.
Sure.
So. All right, up next. Let's get to what's trending, which an update on what's going on in the sports world. We'll get back into Brendan Sorsby as well as where the wedding could be for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
This is Cody and Gold on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Baseball season is in full swing. That means the summer heat is on its way, and the guys over at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather right here in KC. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. That's 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control, heating, cooling, and plumbing.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks while protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load at Hy-Vee. This Saturday and Sunday, get a 30-cent per gallon fuel discount with every $60 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 30 cents per gallon with your $60 purchase. 60 cents per gallon with a $120 purchase. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the 2-day Fuel Saver event this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Soccer Fever is in Kansas City, and Hy-Vee is your headquarters for official merchandise, apparel, tailgate, and watch party needs. And Hy-Vee makes game day so easy. They have ready-to-go wings, pizza, party trays, charcuterie, and of course, all those delicious sweet treats. If you're planning a cookout, great. Hy-Vee's special recipe brats, burgers, and steaks are the best. Check out their match day meat bundle for only $30. And don't forget about Hy-Vee's wine and spirits department. For all of your game day needs, count on Hy-Vee.
Who do you think will be wearing the ring at the end of the NBA Finals? You can take your shot with FanDuel, and you just might be celebrating a victory of your very own. Right now, new customers can hit the court with $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 straight days. FanDuel is the best place to bet all your favorite players during the NBA's biggest event. You can seek out those individual player markets for baskets or who's going to have the most rebounds, or build an epic same-game parlay for a chance at a bigger payout. And with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to join now to get $350 in bonus bets guaranteed after betting $5 for 7 days. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 minimum wager required for 7 consecutive days. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sun Cruiser is the official ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the U.S. Open and U.S. Women's Open. We're excited to bring our vodka iced teas and lemonades to golfers and drinkers everywhere, and support these 2 prestigious championships and their fans with a refreshing Sun Cruiser vodka iced tea. Crisp, clean, and no carbonation for the perfect sipper on the course. Join us for the U.S. Open watch party with special giveaways on June 18th and 19th at Minsky's locations. Visit Odyssey.com/965thefan for details. Please drink responsibly.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
This Royals coverage is brought to you by Peter's Clothiers. Looking for the perfect Father's Day gift? Right now at Peter's Clothiers, save 30% on select Johnny O styles. Premium comfort, timeless style, and savings Dad will love. Stop by Peter's Clothiers today at 124th and State Line Road.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road. What's trending?
Cheddar, mozzarella, Havarti.
Number 1 on What's Trending, the news of the day in the sports world around Brendan Sorsby, a quarterback at Texas Tech, has been ruled eligible again. That's because a judge in Lubbock County, Texas, has granted the injunction requested. He is eligible for this year, does have to miss 2 games. The NCAA could still appeal. This all is surrounding the eligibility question because he admitted that he bet on football on a team in which he was a member of, going back to his Indiana days, over $90,000 worth of wagers, 9,000 bets over a period of time as well. Not all of them were college football. This has long-lasting effects if, in fact, the appeal that happens from the NCAA is denied, as in basically find a favorable judge, and you can break rules. There are no rules. Whether you want to bet on your sport, whether you want to ask for a seventh year of eligibility,
10th year, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's really, really damaging to the sport moving forward. And as of right now, he's going to play college football this year.
Because before it felt like at least there was like a kind of line that you would try to test. The fact that, and we can read the statement from the Texas Tech AD here shortly, that they're just like, oh, we never thought that this should get someone suspended for an entire year. You're like, what? Do you mean the single most egregious thing you can do to hurt the integrity of a sport? It's crazy. Next up on What's Trending, the Royals are off today after winning their series against Minnesota over the weekend, taking 3 of 4. Bobby Jr. is considered day-to-day. Jack Caglione is considered day-to-day. Neither of them headed to the IL, at least at the moment. They got Michael Garcia back over the weekend as well. And Chris Bubich scheduled to make his first rehab start of probably a couple. We'll ask JJ Piccolo more about it tomorrow. Tomorrow in Omaha. I always kind of like one of the few benefits of being in like a minor league city is if you're in Double-A for the Tigers organization, you got to watch Tarek Skubal throw. And, he's already Skubal, right? It's not like the guy that you hope becomes somebody. Like, he's already a Cy Young Award winner. He's out here just dealing. By the way, that surgery, if you guys haven't been following, you follow this at all? Tarek Skubal had a bone chip in his elbow.
Okay.
There's a new surgery that they think would have been a more progressive, faster way of doing it. He is twice as fast as the normal expected timeline for that injury. So, the previous surgery, they would expect him to be out twice as long. He is that much
so
further
it's just
ahead.
Some new technology, new advancement?
Like a new type of surgery or a new way
That's
of
awesome.
doing it. And so if he gets back here, you just do 5 shutout innings in Double-A over the weekend. If he gets back here pretty soon, he's going to beat the timeline by a month, maybe more. And so that would be pretty huge for the sport if you could get this kind of surgery and return that quick.
Elsewhere on What's Trending, Super Regional Game 2 still going on in Lawrence. Remember, this was picked up. This was picked up from last night with the suspended game due to the weather. It's the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs. Kansas trailing the Sooners 12-2.
They got a run.
KU did just get a run here, a home run in the top of the 8th inning. Top of the 8th inning. But obviously, they're going to lose this one. And in their season, Oklahoma will go on to take on Alabama Saturday in Omaha for the College World Series. So unbelievable run for them. They just were not competitive all weekend against OU. Big time bummer. But a lot of history made, and my guess is they'll keep that backyard going into the next year. It was so successful.
Probably should.
Yeah.
No reason not to, especially if you're going to have more people in the stands. Next up on What's Trending, NBA Finals, Game 3 tonight. Knicks hold a 2-0 series advantage. As it sits right now, the Spurs will try to get Game 3 of that series. Knicks are favorites, I believe, to win the game tonight. Certainly favorites to win the series. And now, officially, a 3-horse race for the MVP. Jalen Brunson, the current favorite. Cat, just behind him at plus 185. And then Wemby, obviously, still the third favorite because if the Spurs win this series, it'll be because of Wemby. So he's still, and nobody else has chipped in at all in the first 2 games. So that version of it. But we'll get Game 3 tonight in the NBA Finals.
In the NFL, some news on the quarterback front. Remember, Jacoby Brissett, quarterback for the Cardinals, have been holding out. He's now reporting to camp for the Cardinals. That's also because we know there's about $100,000 or more in fines that you would face. So he's going to report to camp. He still wants a new deal. He would be their starting quarterback. They also have Gardner Minshew there for a Cardinals team that has a brand new regime in there. In a division with the Rams and the Seahawks and the Niners, they are a long ways away. Long ways away from being competitive again.
Yeah. I mean, getting in that kind of ugliness is not very good. Lastly, on What's Trending, don't forget the Cody Gold Garage Sales coming up this Wednesday, just 2 days from now, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., up at 96.5 The Fan. You can be listed off to the auction site with 100% of the proceeds going to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. So start making your plan. We got over 130 items available right now on the site. We got new ones put up today. Mac worked with his guy. We got a bunch of disc golf stuff sent to us. So you can play a round of disc golf with Mac. It's all like custom printed. We need to get a Cody and Gold one next year. Can we get one with our logo etched on it? Can they do that?
I don't know. They do. They stamp them on there. I'm not sure.
I want one for me if it's got our logo.
One of the guys from the shop over there, Michael, he said next time we need to get Gold a picture with Goldie Honk, the golden goose. I'm not sure exactly. Is that
like a porch goose?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want
to be held reliable for that.
Yeah, we'll find out. I think on their site they've got that might be one of the designs that they do or something. I'm not sure.
Did you realize that Mac was such a big disc golf?
I did not. I found that out last week.
Yeah,
he's into the disc golf.
Very big.
And he told me, Matt
Oh,
gave me
that'll
the
be
whole
a drop. Thank you. Jeez, finish the sentence, man. Finish the sentence. I mean, you set yourself up right there, man. You got to finish the
mine goes
sentence.
straight to the
You got to
gutter.
finish the sentence.
You gotta
Straight
say
to the gutter.
big into disc golf. You know, like,
Cody goes, I didn't realize Mac was big into disc golf. And Drew's like, yeah. Well, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah,
but,
'cause
but
then
like,
then
but
it's
you're,
just
all you
weird.
said was, yeah, he's okay. All right. All right.
But I don't know. Like for those of you really into disc golf, I'll have all the details on the brands, what type, all that stuff. Max says that that's important.
Okay.
You and I don't play enough. I told you I play once a year. I go up to Lake Waukomis. They've got like a 3 or 4 day 4th of July festivities. A friend of mine grew up there, and I 2 years in a row have played in a disc golf tournament amongst the residents with him on a team. I'm not very good. I'm not terrible. I can throw at least a frisbee a little bit.
That drop is a whole lot worse. I said very big.
Yeah. So I'm saying you did not. You did not.
Oh, hang
And
on,
it's
I'm
the
saving it.
assurance of which you said it.
You didn't finish the sentence. You know, like
Very big. Very big.
That's the problem.
Getting saved now, yes.
Yeah,
it is.
We're gonna need that one forever, I guess.
Oh, that'll
Add that to the list.
It'll be in the
Better
system.
or worse than the dome one for me.
No, the dome one is still an all-timer.
Yeah, that's worse. I would
That
say
was worse?
that's worse. Some people were asking why we haven't talked about the rookie signing deals. Because honestly, it's not a big deal because they're slotted value, so it's not a surprise. So yes, Peter Wood signed his rookie deal with the Chiefs, but it's not 2007
It's
when
the most upfront money in Chiefs history, I think, for a first rounder.
Yeah, that's just
But
because
that would be, and next year's will be the most upfront after that. I guess, like, I have a hard time, and Gold's right. This is not a knock or anything of it. It is one of my least favorite thing NFL reporters report on. I like actively, for any of the people I have like alerts on, I just like ignore them.
So does
I
this
have to,
mean
like,
Mansour Delane still hasn't signed his deal?
Yeah, but
Because he's presumably going to get.
But he's shown up to everything, and yeah, he'll get the most money, and it's slotted value. This is the number his contract was essentially always going to be. It's only a story if it's
Delane actually 2 minutes ago just signed his too. 4 years, $41.9 million, fully guaranteed deal. But again, for the most part, the dollar amount, we already know the dollar amount. It's not like some groundbreaking thing.
They drafted him. They were going to sign.
That's why
it's only a big deal when they don't.
Yes. So yes, it's good that they were there, but Peter Woods was 4 for 18 fully guaranteed, and 4 for 41.9 fully guaranteed for Delane.
I'm giving you just straight dome. Is that one better or worse than this?
Worse. Very big.
Well, no, that's not the drop.
We need the whole thing.
No, not just you saying very big.
Specifically
yeah,
about
no. Yeah, no. You
We've been
said
shortchanged.
Yeah, no. We'll have to go cut it ourselves then. No. Not just because you
very big.
You saying that's not a big deal. It's the fact that you said Mac is.
Oh, did I say his name? Or was
Yeah, no. You did that. Yeah, we need to go back and hear the whole.
Forgive me. Yeah, I got to
clip.
go find it again. Yeah,
We need the whole
Just give me a second.
clip. Let's talk a little bit about Brendan Sorsby, who today, according to a reminder, Texas Tech is in Lubbock. Lubbock County judge was given eligibility, which is absurd. I mean, and we've covered that a number of times on the show today. It's clearly absurd because how can you let somebody who admitted that he bet on college football and bet on his own team in college football to play the sport? It doesn't make any sense. It is really bad. And it's like if you were worried at all, or if you were questioning at all that they had lost institutional control, oh boy. Let me tell you something now. The NCAA now officially has, in my opinion, no power. What power do they have over you? They can't, what would stop these people from doing a super conference at this point? They're toothless. They can't even keep a guy out who bet on the sport out of the sport. Then what can you stop? Like if I got fired, if I got fined, like at this point, what's to stop the next organization who gets a show cause penalty just taking it to court and saying, you don't have any right over us? Good luck. Why wouldn't you fight at all? And now I will say that AD Kirby Hokut said, as we've said before, we do not believe that the circumstances of Brendan's case warranted permanent ineligibility. And then talked about his recovery from gambling addiction and this other stuff. So he's trying to play the violin a little of, hey, he's just a kid who had a problem. He has an addiction. Let's feel bad for him, which he did have an addiction, and I do feel bad for him.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean
consequences.
There's still consequences for the things that you did while in addiction. Think about if you just erased every consequence for an action someone took in any kind of active addiction. That'd be crazy.
We're also talking about, for sports leagues, an athlete betting on the sport that they play is a huge question and in risk of the integrity of the entire sport. And the difference between the pro leagues when it happens, the pro leagues, it's not even it should just be the common sense thing here too, but they collectively bargained and it's known and you're either banned from it forever, or you're suspended for years or whatever it may be. College football, there is no union, there is no CBA, and it allows now players, if they are at the level that Sorsby is, to get a high-priced lawyer, to find a favorable judge in a favorable court, and get a ruling in your favor. This has happened for Trinidad Chambliss on the medical redshirt side of things in Oxford, Mississippi. It's now happened in Lubbock County, Texas, for a player that plays at a university in Lubbock, Texas. And I have, in the past, I've said, been against the idea of the government getting involved in collegiate sports, have as in legislation at the federal level. I think this is more evidence that that is the only solution. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. I don't even know if the current bill they're discussing is actually the right one. But the point is, it has to happen because this is only going to continue to happen. And now it truly is. We've said it's the We've said it's the wild, wild west for a while. It's even worse because now you've basically said if you're a good enough football player or basketball player and you gamble on your sport, judge, you're good. You're good to go. We'll find a judge that'll agree with you. Now the NCAA can still appeal and maybe they end up getting this correct, but I guess common sense is completely gone in a lot of things, and this is another one.
Look, if it's a short-term thing, like if it's a long-term thing, right? Like I mentioned the show cause. Well, you could still lose the court case eventually, get the show cause and all this other stuff. But from a player perspective, when you're only trying to squeeze 1 year of eligibility out, well, then the emergency injunction that keeps them from kicking you out of the sport for now is long enough for Sorsby to get through his entire college career. Then it won't matter for him. The court case will die because what does he care? I guess he could go through the court system or drop the case just for the next person to fight it. That doesn't mean you've lost or given up on it. And so, like, that part is a huge, this is awful for the sport. Awful. It really is. And this goes back, and look, part of it is the NCAA's right here, 1,000%. He shouldn't be allowed to play. And I'm still mad at them because this is all their fault. Because they fought this for so long that they lost control simply by not wanting to concede any control over to the players.
I still think this case is completely different, but yes, the basis of it is, you're right about the NCAA.
The basis, the issue is like they've lost control because they didn't want to give up control.
The gambling thing, they had no, I think it's different. They're not.
I think Cody's point is more just that you had a player going to just say, all right, once again, the NCAA ruled something. I'm just going to go find a judge that gives me a favorable outcome.
And if I only need a year, it doesn't matter. Like if you're a coach or an institution, it'd be harder. Like if you broke every NIL rule and then took them to court and said, you can't give us a show cause, they could eventually lose that court case. But an emergency injunction in a case of you only need a year to get by doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter to Tech or any of these other things because at that time he would have been
right judge, and then it ends up being where we are.
A lot of people today have texted in, man, Pete Rose, he got screwed or whatever. Look, I don't want to get into the whole Pete Rose debate. I'll say again, the difference is Pete Rose was in a professional league that had a collective bargaining agreement that said point blank, here are the rules. The NCAA has rules, but it's not collectively bargained, which opens the door for what is happening now, where it's not universal across the board and they can just in this case, find a judge that's favorable. So I get the argument about Pete Rose, but it's different. I mean, if an NFL player tomorrow, the same exact scenario presented itself, that Joe Schmo quarterback, when he was with the Minnesota Vikings, bet on the Vikings even while he wasn't playing, there would be no appeal. It's just he's done. It's over.
Yeah. That's what's so surprising about this. I'm not kidding. 2 weeks ago, I talked about the fact that he was in this lawsuit. I'm like, this is a bad look for the NCAA because it implies that they don't even have enough power to squash this thing, to just make it go away. And we're all like, well, anybody can sue anybody. And so what? He's fighting it. It probably won't go anywhere, which is a logical feeling at the time.
I thought common sense would prevail, but I should know better. I should know better. My goodness.
And so, like, I'm not even saying anybody was wrong for feeling that way. That was the logical side to be on, Gold, that this lawsuit is essentially frivolous and you can't win it. How's he going to make the argument of, oh, sorry, I bet 9,000 different bets on college football, I should still be allowed to play the game? That seems like, oh, no judge. They can't even find a favorable judge to agree on that one. And yet, in Lubbock County, and I pointed out in Chambliss, it was Oxford. Like, it's just these, like, small local judges who got to support and, like, I'm sure that judge, when the little ticket comes up in the election box and it says, should this judge be retained in Lubbock? That man's not getting kicked off the bench. He's going to keep his job forever there, And so, like, when the little tally comes up, he won't have regretted letting Sorsby play. It's just a dangerous thing to say that somebody who bet that much in the sport could be allowed back in it.
From the 816, why doesn't Joey McGuire, who's the Texas Tech football coach or the team, kick him off the program?
Because his job is to win.
It's gross. I think he should.
His job is to win.
Their job's to win.
His job is to win.
The same as I said, everybody up. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing at every single level. The coach should kick him off the team. The main donor should say, I won't give you any more money until he's off the team. The AD should kick him off the team. But because they're all in this like money pile together, and the way to get money at Texas Tech is to do it, it's capital. I mean, it's capitalism at its worst. I'm not saying it's all bad, but that's what's happening here. It's winning in capitalism at its worst.
It's the same reason why
anybody could step in and kick him off, but nobody's going to do it.
It's the same reason why Kirby Smart says, we need jurisdiction, but also at the same breath, we'll take advantage of all the rules because his job is to win. And unfortunately, the rules play into his team's favor. I mean, with all the expectations for Texas Tech this year and the schedule that they have, there's no chance they decide not to play Brendan Sorsby because it's just the right thing to do. Mac is very big.
Mm-hmm.
On disc golf, yeah.
Disc golf was important.
You forgot that part. Forgot that part.
Gosh, it was just like the way you stopped for half a second. We are children on the show. I think that's been long established.
For sure. Yeah.
Got all these fancy discs. We should have saved one for you so you could toss one around. When's the last time you threw a frisbee?
College.
Beer poles or something?
College, yeah.
Oh man, I haven't played beer pool since I told you I broke that person's thumb. I broke her thumb and I never did it again.
Oh, it was her thumb? Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez.
Her name's Heather. She was nice.
She was nice.
I threw it too hard, broke her thumb. Took the game a little too serious there, Drew. A little too serious.
Oh man.
You might ask yourself, why did you throw it so hard? Because you get a point if they drop it, and the harder I throw it, the less likely they are to catch it. This doesn't seem.
So you were an ass.
Cody wanted to win. That's what you wanted to do. You wanted to win.
I want to win
by any means necessary.
The same as Texas Tech. I want to win. I don't know. I just don't know how to. The same reason
you don't know how to harness that energy in.
I am much better now than I was in my youth because I also told you I once chipped a guy's tooth the day before his wedding because we were playing like Nerf basketball against each other, and I went a little too hard in the paint. And chip the guy's tooth before his wedding.
This is why your son keeps challenging everybody to one-on-one.
Was he able to get
like
it fixed before the wedding?
I get it.
No, it was out. Now they got divorced.
His wedding photos, his tooth was chipped.
Yeah, but they got divorced, so it's fine. So those wedding photos, he doesn't want to.
Has he gotten remarried?
That I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, okay.
I just know that one didn't work out. Maybe he got remarried. Hard to say.
Someone says it's called Beersby, not beer poles.
Well, whatever.
It's one of those things that have different names.
Yeah, this might be.
I've never heard of that game before.
You just two PVC pipes stuck in the ground.
Front yard, backyard.
Glass beer bottle on top, and essentially just throwing a frisbee trying to knock the bottle down with the frisbee. There's some other rules in there, but that's the gist, I didn't want to say, one way or the other. But, I was admittedly not great about reining that in for a while. Someone says that chipped tooth was the beginning of the end of that relationship. No.
Why was he playing basketball the night before his wedding?
Well,
probably because he didn't think that was going to happen.
It was a very small wedding.
No way this happened.
It was a very small wedding. He did not have as I remember it, he did not have a traditional bachelor party. So he just wanted to play poker with the guys. This is the night before the wedding. And so while we were waiting on the other members of the game to show up, he had one of those little